everyone, and welcome back to Dungeon Delvers, the channel of geeky people who delve deeper into the realms of...
Dragons
God,
and
that was
Dungeons.
awful. Do it again. We'll do that again. Welcome to Dungeon Delvers, the channel of geeky people that delve deeper into the realms of... Dungeons and Dragons. Jesus Christ, we're on episode 40 something. I mean, come on. We've been doing this since day one. We've got clocked over 300 hours of this, and I ask you to do a simple fucking task.
No.
Anyway.
No.
Welcome back to Dungeon Delvers. This is episode God knows, because we're not keeping track anymore. Because that's the thing. Yeah? You know, one of those things. It's cool. Thank you for sharing, and commenting, and being part of the team, because we really appreciate it. And if you don't want to follow us anymore, feel free to go and watch the other channels that we don't.
The show has gone to the point where we're just so cynical we don't give a fuck.
No, we do. We do appreciate all the likes, comments, and subscribes. And as always, and please just follow, like, and share. And just share it with your mates, because, you know, they might like things. But I'm joined here with the cast once again of Icewind, Auril, and the Frostmaiden campaign. We are all level 9. And we are much further than once we came. And for the realms of when we delved deeper for the first time, we found ourselves in Vernon's cave. Technically a tavern, but it was great. So, long time has passed. Yeah, big battles have had, and I'm just going to recap. Don't think we have any announcements for tonight. The only thing I do say is, I mean, normally that... no, let's not do that, because, you know, why not? Quick recap for you, for everyone who needs a recap. Clearly, that's everyone. When the New Dawn finally had some long time for rest, or an opportunity for rest and recuperation, there was no stopping the evil forces that lurk outside in the dunes of the cold tundra in the Icewind Dale. After setting up for a secondary siege with the broken town of Targos, blue-lit orbs from a dark night of day, it's like that, lit up one by one of the outskirts of the city walls. That impressed me. One by one, the lights came closer, and seeing clearly now as Jackal made his way across the ramparts of Targos, it was familiar. The enemy had become obvious. The cold light walkers had returned. With the wrath of the Frostmaiden summoning corpses back from the dead to fight under her control, and
he said it.
Once allies, now enemies risen to kill. Also joining the fray, a giant hunched owl creature, the Frostmaiden herself. The skirmish began as Auril made easy work of the huge iron gates, freezing it to the core, making it brittle and break. Crack! And a huge hole was formed, letting the undead start to make their way in and attacking anything they could. Your party, the militia, everyone that could defend themselves, who was able to at the time. But a few rounds of fighting back in this horde, and a final blow from, I believe, Sayer's claws from the Frostmaiden had been defeated? Or had she? As this was only the first form, leaving a secondary form in an act of metamorphosis, leaving a glowing orb in her place as she disappeared, vanishing from the town of Targos. Now an orb settles on the ground beneath one of the militia, with an eerie sight of this glowing entity of frost and like a soul-like presence drawing from the chest of one of the militia. And that is where we last left off, I believe. So, I will leave it up to the party. What you see, you have just witnessed and been part of this battle with the Frostmaiden herself. She has made herself scarce. She is gone. But left in the place on the floor is this 3-4 inch orb of arcane energy, just tethering to one of these militia. As the militia troop on the floor is scuttling, trying to get away, you feel almost a barrier has been placed in its width. So they're trying to get away and they can't move any further back because they're tethered and shrieking in pain. Help me! I can't move! What are you doing?
Nah, he did.
As you are staring at this orb, you do see a thrum. I'd like everyone to make a very quick perception check, please.
Perception!
Me, who's currently outside the city, I would be making my way back.
Okay, everyone but Jackal. Jackal, you're currently outside the walls. Yeah, you did whatever you did last time.
Nice.
Jackie Chan.
These rolls.
Jackie Chan backflip.
I got an 18.
18.
21.
21.
24.
24. Nice rolls, guys. Jeez. Okay, I'd say everybody sees this. They do see that this thrumming of this glowing orb is becoming quicker with its pace. Every moment is getting quicker. The thrum is... And it's kind of steadied off at this little beat that you can hear, but it's definitely quickening up. The rest of you are surrounded, and you see around you is the rest of whatever militia is left. What do you do?
So the dude's still stuck against the thing at the minute.
So yeah, it's he is about... You can see he's crawling away, but he's only made it about 2 or 3 feet until it won't let him leave the radius.
Can I make a secondary perception check to see sort of what sort of energy or magic it could what it is?
Yeah, so I wouldn't ask for a perception check, I would ask for an arcana check.
Okay, that's fine. Just curious is all. That's a 9.
9, not sure at all. This thing does remind you of the Frostmaiden herself. It looks like something she's left behind. Clearly, you're not quite sure what it can do.
That's fine.
Yeah. Can I use that new thing I sent you? Against it?
What are you doing?
Because this is clearly an evil... You said, was it an orb, or...?
It is an orb, like a glass sphere, yeah, but glowing.
Can I touch?
Okay, so just describe what you do.
He's gonna go up to it and just kind of, because he's still in wolf form, he's just gonna
You come up
with
to,
like his paw.
You do see scurrying towards you now one of the militia grabbing onto your leg. Help me! Get this thing off!
And he will use Grim Psychometry.
So first off, let's just go through it step by step. You're reaching out and you're touching...
Yes, just with my claw though, not with my skin.
Okay.
Just like, ting, ting. Like, say, I'm assuming it's like crystal or something?
Yeah,
So
you assume it looks crystal.
Yes.
Okay. So, as you reach towards it, and as you are reaching your palm towards it, even though your claw is there, your claw reaches the end, dink, and as soon as you click it, you feel this overwhelming sense of warmth as the glistening energy coming from that militia tethers to your core, and you feel a pain you've never felt before. The militia scurries away, and this thing is now attached to you, thrumming.
Ooh, transferred.
What are you doing?
I'll try and smash it.
Okay, just describe what you're doing.
So, like, he's like... Say it clearly thinks that this orb is bad news. So he's just gonna be like, fuck, this is hurting me, kill it!
Okay. So you're gonna try and smash it?
Yes.
Okay. Just...
Shit.
You're gonna try and throw it on the floor?
I'm just gonna try and break it.
Gonna try and break it. So you pick it up. It does feel, to you, feels like a glass sphere. Just like a very fragile glass sphere. So you go and throw it on the ground?
We're just gonna just like
Razor.
Yeah.
Just a quick one. Not sure if anything would work after it. When we leveled up, do our spells stay the same? I think Jamie did say earlier, but they don't reset, do they?
Not until a long rest.
Okay, well it's reset all of mine for some reason, so I can't remember what I was on.
Just do your best to have a thing. I'll trust you. Okay.
I don't know. I won't do anything then.
Yeah.
I had an idea, but I don't know what I was on.
I'll tell you what. Just for this, I would like you to roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution.
Yeah.
I hope I'm proficient.
Constitution?
I am not. I will try though. That's a nat 1.
And that one.
Great.
You're not sure.
No, that's fair.
I was going to give you some back depending on your role. But
No.
that one, I can't give you that one.
No, I just can't remember what I heard, but no, that's fine. It doesn't change anything.
Okay, cool.
Can I do then instead, while this is all fucking happening, why not? I'm going to Divine Sense.
Divine Sense. Okay, just remind me of that spell. I believe it's
I'll put it in the chat.
Undead and Fiend in radius, is it?
Yes. In 60 feet of me. I know the type, whether it's celestial, fiend, or undead.
Okay, so...
And any other presence that I sense.
So your eyes go green, I'm guessing. You blink open once more and they go a radiant colour. What colour do they go?
They go from like a green to like just a white.
Go straight white and you
Like
look
a
around.
sparkly white.
And you're eagerly waiting to see something around, and you're looking around and looking at Saya now attached to this, and you can't see any of what you're trying to look for. It is desecrate. This place is empty except for the entities that are there, such as the militia, some of the elven troop, Captain Garwin, and the rest of your compadres.
That's fine. So I just assume it's like a ball of energy instead of an actual living object.
You assume that. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Garwin steps in immediately after this tether has now been reconnected and goes, "You! What have you done? You need to get that thing off you now."
It is going to take someone today. Didn't you hear? It is tethered onto someone. The faster it goes, the quicker it is going to choose someone as a sacrifice. Whoever is attached, I assume, will be the sacrifice.
Sacrifice?
So we have to make a decision.
What sacrifice? We sacrifice to the fucking Icewind every day. What? Another
It is
one?
what she said.
Huh? Okay.
Saya, I don't think I can summon my horse again. He could have been. She's got some up in her head.
Yeah, so as this is happening, say, you are throwing it and smashing it and pounding it, no effect. This thing is not moving.
The creatures that were outside the wall, is there any bodies?
So, are you on about the creatures that you fought?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you're currently looking outside while this is all going on? Okay, that's fine.
Going to
You can walk out.
I'm going to walk out to one and
Yeah.
cast Raise Dead on one of them.
Okay.
I don't know if I have my
That's
spells.
quite clever.
So you walk out into the tundra. You see piles of dead bodies and snow now adrift. You are out in the elements. The wind is howling outside compared to the inside where it's a little bit sheltered. You are literally having to battle against this. It is pitch black. Have you got any sort of night vision?
Yeah, I've got 60 feet of night
Okay,
vision.
so you look around. Are you just looking for the nearest body?
Yeah.
You look for the nearest body. You see literally the one right by the door that Sentry, I think, sorted, or one of the spells used. You can see definitely a Brynn Shander militia, looking very sunken skin, eyes removed, looking very gnarly in American style.
So the creature just outside the gate cast. He's dead.
Okay, describe what that does for me.
So it turns a dead creature to life,
Okay.
provided it's been dead no longer than 10 days.
Yep.
If the creature's soul is both willing and at liberty to rejoin the body, the creature returns
Interesting.
its soul with 1 hit point. I didn't read that bit.
That's fine.
I
Do
need
you continue casting it, knowing
to-
this?
Did you say that there was a Shander guard?
Yeah. So outside,
Well-
what you see is all the corpses around you look like they have been possessed in some way. So they were once walking around, let's call it animate undead, and now they are just puppets on the ground or dead.
Okay. Yeah, I'll still try it.
Okay. So can you describe how it looks for me?
Fraser, can I also try something in a moment?
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. Thank you.
So
So I wouldn't see this.
there's no roll to it, so I don't know.
Oh, you need a diamond.
It would
Shit.
work, but I'd kneel down next to the one of the corpses, the closest corpse to the gate, and rest my hands upon the chest, and sort of pray to my deity to see if I can bring this creature back to life.
Just before you do, are you looking for that component you need? It's fine if you don't have it, or the gold necessary, or the items or the components. We can just say you flavour it, you're looking around, and you know the spell, but you haven't got the components there ready.
Yeah, I don't think I've got the components.
That's fine.
So that's going to be a tricky one to do.
Otherwise, I could give you guys everlasting revivify, and that ain't happening. The ball is still on Ollie.
While that's happening then, because the thing is, I can't remember how many spells I had left.
Okay.
I don't know if I had one, I don't know if I had two, I don't know if I had three. Is there a chance
Roll me a d4. Roll me a d4.
I was gonna say, can I try, like, as if she's gonna try and summon something or cast a spell and see if I can cast it, do it that way?
Yeah, roll the d4.
And then...
Roll the d4.
Okay.
Just roll the d4. Oh, goddamn d4!
Roll the d4! Do I get plus anything?
No, just a straight d4. This is you forgetting.
I get a 4.
Before you get 4 spell slots back.
Oh.
That's a 1 burn, and I'm gonna take your point of inspiration away.
What?
If you want to do that, you can take.
No, I'm not fucking doing that shit.
fine
That's
then.
bullshit.
That's fine.
You had enough for your horse. I know you did because you didn't use all your spells during the fight.
It's fine. I'll leave it. I was just trying to.
You had
translate it.
you had your second.
No, it's okay. I'll leave it.
Alright, don't summon your horse.
Oh, because I don't know how many spells.
Did he manage to hit the ball or do anything with it?
So you see currently, you see Saya's form just kind of smashing and grabbing and throwing around this orb. Yeah, nothing's happening to it. It's just bouncing, and I'm guessing you're looking quite frantic, Saya, or you're looking quite cool. I mean, how are you looking right now?
I mean, he's been in worse situations, so.
Okay, right. You just see the ball.
It's like, well, this.
There was a couple of the guards that. One of them I know, I think you said was literally ripped in two.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's one that's a little bit more kind of whole.
Is he mostly dead?
Is there one that's kind of more whole? If so, can I go over and pick it? I'm still in large for
Yeah, so
only
you're
a little.
walking around. Yeah.
But I'll go and pick one up if I can and try and put that on the sphere in the center.
Okay, so
Just
describe to me what you're doing. So you're grabbing a figure, someone who's half dead. Yeah, one of the militia on the good side. You do see one of them pretty much torn in two, pretty much like from the torso down. Yeah, so they are pretty much decapitated. Do you want to grab the top half or the bottom half? What are you doing?
Whichever one's the bigger half.
Yeah,
or I'll grab both
yeah,
halves.
so yeah, you grab the torso. You can see entrails of guts and all sorts of like intestines just falling out as you do, trailing along the floor, leaving a streak of blood. Yeah, you can do that.
And I'll put it against the sphere, see if that has any effect.
What part are you putting? Are you nutting him? Are you placing the hand on? Are you throwing the body?
I don't
over?
want any kind of.
Are you watching him?
I don't want any.
I'll put his chest up against
Okay.
it. The exposed
You're
blood
lying
and
on my
slime.
chest.
I'm nutting on the chest.
Yeah, you're doing it like a grenade, like a jump on the grenade kind of thing. Right, so you place the body on, and you wait a second in hesitation. The moment goes where you're looking at the stream of just sparkling corporal energy just going straight towards Saya, and it doesn't move. It just goes straight around this body and falls through the crevices, some around the armpit and through the hair. It just doesn't move. At this point, you just see Garwin going, "You need to do something now. You need to do something. It's getting faster. Quick."
Is it getting faster?
Yeah. As described.
As in, what's getting faster about
the
it?
thrum.
Sorry. Okay.
I will walk over and can I do an Arcana check to see, or at least understand what the magic behind this might be.
So an Arcana check, did you say you want to do?
Yeah.
Yep, you
please.
can run straight back from the door. It doesn't take you 2 seconds to jump back and run over to it. Have a close look without obviously touching it. Yep.
22.
22, nice. So, with the 22, that's pretty good. I will say that this definitely
Bless
looks, from your perspective, it looks like something that is out of this world. It is not natural, and it is definitely from divination. It is something that's godly. A summoning spirit of something. It is a core entity looking for, you assume, a life, a living life. Something that is a breathing soul. With a 22, I'll give you.
I'm curious. Can I do like an investigation or perception check to see if I can smell any kind of like rats or animals around?
Okay, make a perception check.
Living animals?
Sure, yeah, go for it, man.
Chuck a rat on it.
Would you rather me do a perception or investigation?
Do a perception because that uses your smell as well, and you get advantage.
Yeah.
on it.
I get advantage on hearing and smell.
Yes.
Read it.
22.
22.
on
Okay.
all.
Right. So is that your? Let's have a look. Just so
That's both.
That's both. Nice, brilliant. So you're
Both
seeing here. So
man.
you're looking around. You're panicking. You're trying to throw this thing on the ground, trying to do something about it. You're looking around. You're using every sense of your wolf-like form, trying to look around for anything. And you catch straight from coming outside the door. You get a slight scent of something familiar. You're not sure what it is, but you're sure it is a small living mammal. Not dead.
Okay.
Go past the corpses, go past the metal smell and the frost and everything else, and you can smell it. It is outside of your radius. You are looking towards the door where the hole is. Outside, you know there's something there.
Cool. I grab the orb so I can walk around like that.
Sure,
I was
yeah.
supposing
Grab it. Ding.
and I go towards it and do I find the animal I picked up?
So you're heading towards the door. At this point, it is thrumming quicker. It looks like it's on the brink of something. And then you see Garwin just turn towards you and go, "What are you doing? Where are you going?"
I don't say anything.
Okay, you
Done.
walk straight out. Yeah, no problem at all.
Okay.
With that, it's going to be one more challenge. I'm just going to get you to make... because that smell, do another perception check. You're now standing outside. You need to see this thing. Garwin is
I'll follow him out with it.
closely to you, as well as some of the...
26.
26, okay. You look straight out and directly to your left, you do see a small hare, which is about 15 feet away from you, darting in and out some of the corpses.
I would like to grab the hair.
Okay, so you're going to try and run after it.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll try and net it.
I have 40 speed in this form since
Yeah,
I'm in
40
wolf form.
speed. Let me just get...
I follow him to see what he's doing.
Everyone's following at this point anyway, except for...
Whereabouts am I as well?
You are actually now at the doors of this, so you are pretty much seeing this now. You are right at the doors. You're seeing... You actually saw Targo try and do some sort of spell. Then you walked up to him, and then he walked straight back in. So you're at the door at this point.
Go.
Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to do, Jackal?
I will call Athena down to me, and I will just watch in confusion.
Yeah, let's give it to Athena.
Not knowing any of the context.
Yeah.
Okay, looking around, you're calling Athena to you. Are you doing anything particular? You're now seeing Saya run towards out the door of this hole.
Yeah, Jack was just gonna approach and...
Whoa. What's going on?
You saying this too?
I think you're going to say to Saya.
Everyone.
I
Yeah,
will be,
but whoever's in front, but everyone.
I'll be at the door because I'm not following. There is an orb of some sorts gifted by the Frostmaiden herself, and it is going to sacrifice someone. However, currently Sayer is attached to that orb. Whether...
Wow.
It's like that funny to you?
That is how I guess she would react. Just not expecting that sort of response. Yes, so they are ringing off. Don't know why. I don't know what to do. Because it is attached to only one person.
That's mighty kind of the Frostmaiden.
And I'm gonna again whistle for Athena to come down.
Perhaps we should follow.
Can do.
I mean, I really don't dabble much in the magics, but at least lend a hand where they might need us.
I can agree on that one.
Yeah, let's go. Before Saga disappears.
I'm gonna start walking through the snow. Wish I had my fucking horse, and she's just gonna trundle through the snow as you're on the fucking. Where's my pony?
Yeah, and as soon as Athena comes down, I'll mount up and head towards the others.
Okay, no problem. So at this point, Sayer is now charging, I'm guessing, towards the hare. But I believe, Sentry, you are outside with a net. Is that right?
Net. Hi, Net. How you doing? It's got a 5 to 15 inch. So
Okay, so
if I can do 30, that.
it's 15 feet away.
No.
So you can definitely make an attack roll, but I will be up in the AC.
Okay.
To what it is. So it's currently, I'll tell you what it is. So it's only 11, but I'm going to be upping it to 15 because of its speed, but also because you're in howling wind in the middle of the tundra with loads of dead bodies around you. It's not an easy catch.
Okay.
So you've got to hit 15 and you get it.
Okay.
also
I
get-
see you, homie.
You also get disadvantage.
That's fine. Reckless, baby. Takes it back to Net.
Okay.
Let's go. Net. I choose you. Get that rabbit.
It's like a goddamn Iron Man gadget.
Oh no. I just gotta make sure.
I can't imagine
Right,
what this
shit.
hare's thinking right now. Just seeing a fucking wolf and giant robot just like.
Yeah, I just gotta make sure that the cheese is on. Yeah. So I don't know why it always fucking takes it off. There you go. Cool. Annette, go. 26.
Nice. So
Fuck you, rabbit.
with a 26, you charge out, saying you're going straight towards this rabbit, this hare entity, and you see just behind you this large net just incorporate through over your form, and this rabbit goes and starts trying to scurry out of it. You've got it currently.
I quickly touch the orb against it and
Okay.
release it.
So you literally throw it against it, pretty much like a Pokemon. You are
Yeah.
catching this like a Pokemon. You are throwing the ball,
Pretty
and
much.
you are waiting for it to boom, boom, boom. Yeah, like okay, cool.
Yeah.
You launch it, but obviously you're within the 2 feet radius, so you go straight towards it. You press it and go back, and as it touches, you see the shimmering ethereal light come from you, then just go straight over to this little hare, as it also feels the excruciating pain, and you feel and see this little hare kind of going as it's just in time as you see just this incredibly bright light around you. So you see this really intense bright light and you can't see anything. It is literally like daylight and you are all blinded and you can't see, and Garwin goes straight behind you, straight towards this hare, and goes "Ah!" and the rest of the militia can't see either. And then moment passes as the dust blows over and silence ensues over this squealing poor rabbit, as you all look towards, and you do see just it frozen in a solid state of stasis, in basically fear. And you just see this really, really bulgy-eyed rabbit in this moment of pain, forever installed.
We are such dickheads.
Look, would you rather it be me or a fucking rabbit?
The rabbit!
Ghost, we weren't involved in this.
It's literally that meme where
It's better.
the cutest thing that I've ever seen.
Well, I mean,
I think
to be
I was
fair-
pretty big brain for doing that, right?
To be fair, well done. I mean, that was a pretty cool. That was a pretty solid
Oh,
moment.
rabbit!
And you do see.
Because I was like, I don't want to let a militiaman fucking die. I'll take
Oh,
it.
the militiaman died.
That was
That's
good.
right.
That was good. So you
we
do
need
see
horses.
one of the militia that came up to you originally. Originally was stolen within this kind of form, and you come up to him and he puts a hand on you, Sayer, and goes, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, so much."
We need all the help we can get. I think a dead hare will be at least dinner for someone.
I'm glad I'm not there. In that form. What was that?
Clearly something what we fought left behind. Some sort of present.
And anyway, he goes, "My wife and I, we will find you again. Thank you."
No worries. He just kind of skulks back to
Okay.
where he was before. The rest of the guys.
Gowan kind of stops you there and goes, You could have been seriously hurt. You know that. This is to you,
Every day's a
sir.
blessing. I understand that. That's why I have to face every day. This isn't anything new.
You act like nothing's changed. You must be incredibly brave.
At this moment, since he's kind of trying to talk to me like man to man, I slowly go back to human
Okay.
form.
Okay. And then as you do, he kind of
I'm more
looks
approachable.
towards you and goes, "But you're just a boy. How? You should be frightened within an inch of your life."
I may be just a boy, but a boy who was abandoned by parents at a young age. I'm used to this. I wasn't cradled like everyone else.
It's made you tough.
I guess that's one way of putting it.
We could
I would
use,
like to say experienced.
we could use men like you in the militia. And he looks back at the dead bodies and goes, "This position's open if you're interested."
Sorry, I don't really work for anyone.
Alright. It doesn't smile, by the way, it's just me laughing at my shit joke. And he looks towards you in a very serious way and goes, "Well, if you ever find yourself in need of work, I'm sure I can give it to you."
I'll keep that offer in mind.
No.
And he goes back to the rest of the group.
I'll speak to you later.
He's
Like
had enough.
Yeah, it just goes
Just
to
drop your CV off.
You just see the other
Yeah.
the other militia go towards Captain Gowan and place a hand on him and slaps him around the face and kind of gives him one of those kind of like, you know, the kind of like headbutts, kind of like a sign of respect. But you don't hear the conversation as you've walked off. The rest of you, the blizzard is now incredibly powerful in the sense that it is one of those where it's almost knocking you over. You are pretty much in the outskirts of this updraft. What are you guys doing?
Well,
Is the rabbit still there?
Oh yeah, the rabbit's still there, and it's kind of, if you look closely, it's kind of got a bit of a hue to it. As you're moving around, it's kind of got a pearlescent, iridescent effect to it. It's very strange.
I'm gonna pick it up and look around so everyone say, "Oh, waste not, want not." And
Hey!
in my back, there's food for tonight.
Okay, so you go and try and pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go and expect this thing to be very light and nimble, and you go to pick it up and
It turned into Mjolnir!
make a strength check for me.
Are you worthy?
Okay.
You literally go and pick it up with your cocky, arrogant, "Yeah, at least it's food tonight." You go and pick it up. Veins bulging on your forehead. Nothing.
Well, I'll whistle to me dogs and just be like, "Dude, there you go. Enjoy." See if they can.
One of the dogs. Which dog are you calling over?
I can't remember their names. It's been a while.
You're a great dog owner, aren't you?
Why don't you call over Cat?
Yeah, it's
That's
one of the
the
names.
report. Yeah, 100%. Has to. It must be, right? I'll have picked up a net, by the way, Fraser.
Yeah, the net was over
I know.
anyway, and as it changed, the light and the elements kind of blew your net off anyway. So it was out in the snow, just flailing around.
Come back, Annetta.
Yeah, that's fine. Annetta goes, okay, darling. Yeah, that's fine. Concentrate.
Get stuffed into my little wrist rocket thing.
That's fine.
Get-
Well,
Found it.
5 hours later, Targo finds the name of his dogs.
What was the name of my? He's just there in real time. He's just like, what the fuck was the name of my dog?
Yeah, literally, it's in game. You're like, oh god.
13, I know the names of the dogs.
You had to do a history check to remember the name.
Okay, I mean, fair play.
One's called Bear. I found my notes.
Bear. Okay, you call Bear over. Bear comes over with his kind of thick, matted grey fur, with his long nose with a little spot on the end. Kind of comes up and goes, comes and gives it a sniff and goes, gives it a very deep, bellowed growl.
That's not edible then, boy.
And kind of just swivels away from it and kind of gives you a bit of a side eye.
I'll make my way back into the inside the walls.
Okay, your dogs are in there anyway, but the bear comes out and follows you back in. Who is standing around who's standing around Jackal right now?
I was with
Where is
Jackal
Jackal?
last time
Okay, so anybody
because we were walking out together.
anybody's around Jackal, please make a perception check, please. Please and please.
Perception.
Would I be near Jackal?
You'll be
after
walking
coming
past,
back?
yeah, so make a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got a
outside the
14.
walls when I see him as well.
This is a DC 17 in the dark, because it is dark.
I have dark vision. I
Wow.
have blind sight.
That's fine.
Jackal's around Jackal. Can he make a perception?
Yeah.
you see myself?
Yours is a lot lower because you're right next to it. So, yeah.
If I'm walking back to the town, would I walk past Jackal as well? Or?
Yeah, that's fine. I would say that, say you don't really see anything, but the rest of you, Targa, you don't see anything. I'd say Jackal, you do see it, obviously, and Ghost, you see it just about. As you're walking past Athena, ever since this battle has ensued and finished, you get the sense that this... You can almost see it glowing off some of your luminescent bits of whatever. So let's say there's a bit of torchlight coming from the distance, and you can just see Athena's coat is shimmering, almost very similar to that pearlescent colour. It's like an iridescent colour. Like her fur has gone from this matte white to this very beautiful kind of semi-two-toned.
Yeah, got a new pearlescent paint job.
You look around, I'd say the same. Do you see this bear looks exactly the same?
Oh.
Do I have a shiny new coat?
You can check yourself out. I mean, with your...
No, I mean, I've turned back into a human now, so...
No, I mean, oh, that's true, yeah, you don't.
With Jackal seeing this, I'm gonna go over to Athena and investigate, and I'm gonna crouch down to her, start stroking her, and sort of inspect it.
You go over to inspect it and stroke it, and it feels just like fur. If anything, it feels smoother. So it almost like glides across your hand as you're kind of like scrunching a fur up, and it's very smooth. But it definitely makes this iridescent colour. It looks actually quite nice.
Have you ever seen that
Damn.
before?
Oh, this is new. Damn, Athena, what happened to you? How do you feel?
Kind of gives you a reassuring nudge. Kind of looks towards you as a I don't know. You get the whole thing that she has no idea.
That's interesting.
And Jackal's got no idea what this might be.
You can make a very quick Arcana check if you like. DC 17.
Cool.
Can I assist
Give it a try.
before he's rolled?
Describe to me, Ghost. How are you looking around this this orb? An orb? That's the wrong one. How are you looking around?
That was a
the
little while
fur?
ago.
Are you just inspecting it?
I'm going to be inspecting, trying to help keep Athena calm while we're inspecting her, because she's probably getting a bit nervous in a way, because, I mean, me and Jack are kind of like looking at her eyes, like, with curiosity.
Yeah, she's definitely got...
And like just inspecting her fur by smell and just assisting Jackal where I can and like helping him where I can.
Okay, definitely got a sense of like, I think fear, more so like inquisitive than anything.
Yeah.
So it's more like, kind of like...
So
like
just
that.
keeping her, you know, assured that it's nothing bad.
Okay,
Hopefully.
you can make a check with advantage then, one of you, or alternatively, one of you with...
I will give Jackal advantage because he's leading it.
Okay, cool.
Pow, Arcana! 13.
13. Right, with a 13, you kind of look up and down, and I would say it's interesting as you know Athena quite well, and you know that this is not normal for Athena to have this shiny, extra shiny fur, and you kind of expect it a little bit. And with your fingertips, you kind of get a little bit of the fur, the follicle itself. You look at it and you make sure that it kind of still bends and just does the right things. But it's interesting because as you're messing around with it and trying to scrunch it up and change your fur, because sometimes a fur puffs up like a wet dog in the rain. And you're scrunching it, and it just goes, and it just falls and folds straight back down.
Very peculiar.
He's not like magically connected with the land at all, is she? Because it
yes
is
and no.
shimmery. I assume magic.
She is magic as such, but this is the first time I've ever seen her, well, do this. It's interesting. Fascinating. Well, Athena, as long as you're feeling okay, then we'll just keep an eye on it, and hey, I mean, you look good.
Kind of gives you a long bellow and a kind of a scratch.
Yeah, I'll give her...
I don't
scratch
know
under the
this,
chin.
by the way. I assume it's a female, but is Athena a girl or boy?
Would you like to
Because
check?
just by observation, because she's never met Athena before, she assumes it's a girl, but she doesn't want to assume.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh.
You're not gonna get a skill
I
perception.
lift up the back tail and the tail.
It's a very interesting question. No, I'm going to answer it. I'm going to answer it
I
right.
got that one!
Okay. Following this, you may have an afterthought. Make a history check for me as well.
Damn you, what was it
That
though?
was one thing, but we'll go to the next and see if you get it.
Is history check with disadvantage?
No, just normal.
Okay, that's
the
good.
tail.
I got a 10.
A 10. Okay, with a 10, I will say that you're not quite sure because you also own an animal that is not naturally within this world. And you know that
Okay.
spirit doesn't own any sexual organs. So you don't know. As
That's
it is a fey
fine.
creature. So,
That's fine.
yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to assume then, and I'm going to just grab out like a little comb out of like my pocket or so that she would have for her hair, and she's just gonna give her like a little brush upwards to make her feel good.
Okay, so you brush
Assuming
up,
she's female.
and it's very interesting as you brush up because she kind of leans into the fur. And the thing is, I am saying she, but we don't know. She leans up in the fur and kind of like loves this kind of motion. But as you're combing, the comb itself just glides through, and as you know, combs lead like trail lines or tram lines. The tram lines themselves just fold back out again as you.
Ooh. Okay. That's interesting.
And she
She's
kind of,
got.
And as you stop, she kind of leans back into you and goes.
I keep doing it then,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what do we do now? Just keep the cat happy.
I'm gonna be stuck there for a while, Ghost. You kind of fallen into that one.
I don't own cats.
Once you start, she's not gonna want you to stop.
Ah, shit. Okay.
You kind of reach a point where she really likes and kind of gets the paw kind of going as well.
She's kind of loving it because she. Has you ever seen a crack cat before?
Yes, you have.
I have.
Mhm.
Okay.
You're aware of the animal. You're aware
Okay.
that it's a thing.
That's fine then. Yeah, she's just enjoying. Normally, crack cats aren't friendly.
Yeah, well, this is it. You're enthused in this kind of like bonding relationship with this wild animal. Let's just say, and you're trying to suss it out, and you're not quite sure what it is, where it came from, but it's fun.
Yeah, she's enjoying it.
Oh,
She's had a great time.
yeah,
Probably her wrists get a bit sore, but it's great.
that's right. But as you're doing this, I mean, I'm assuming this is now inside of Targos as you're making your way in, and as you see.
Pull a fish.
Oh, God.
She likes them. Give her one of them,
Wow.
and I'll pass the fish over to Ghost.
I got a fish.
Did everyone see me black out again?
Yeah.
You just didn't want to hear what Aiden said.
No. It's alright, I'll continue recording anyway. What did you say, Aiden? Sorry, Target?
I was looking over and grabbing a fish out of my bag and giving it to Ghost and just saying, she likes them. That's how I got caught up with this bunch.
Yeah, that's fine. You grab the fish and she kind of looks at it and goes, takes it and grabs it out your bag.
I love how just like he puts it on my hand and it's gone almost immediately, and you're like,
You just see the fin out their mouth like.
ooh, sweet. She's loving this.
And as you guys are making your way in now, you can see that Targos itself is becoming back to somewhat of a military camp, but you also see some of the friends of the fallen from outside are now kneeling down and trying to drag the bodies back into some sort of pile, maybe outside, just to keep them arrested. But you do see some of them as you are walking back in with their weapons drawn, kind of making sure that they're not moving again. They're quite unnerved. They're quite nerved from this. And that you're not feeling a sense of calm. It's very still. There's something in the air.
I walk over to the commander after giving lots of scratchies to the kitty cat.
Okay.
I probably stop when I give her the fish. Well, when she takes the fish, that way it's like a distraction to like walk away. She'll walk over to the commander.
Yeah.
What is the plan? No.
I'm glad you're here. I was about to ask the same. I'm not quite sure.
Well, I don't know these lands, so I'd assume to ask them lot.
Yes. Well, we do have a bearing of this land. Some of us are from other towns, as you're aware, but we reside in and around the towns. But my plan was to get us back home safely. Make sure we reside in Brynn Shander and get home to our families. But there are now so little of us, and many of us are wounded, or if not capable of battle.
Can we not forge some sort of like get a building and secure it for sleep?
Yes, that probably would be wise. As there's no defences here, I believe. This is the only way in, I hope, and we don't get surrounded in the night.
Well, I'll grab the others to help, and I'll walk over to the others. I'll walk over to Sentry and Jackal. Well, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
You walk over to everyone.
I am here too.
The commander is advised that you have to. You can tell she's struggling to speak. We assume with her common. We need to make a house.
It's been a while since we've actually had a proper rest, so
Yes,
I
a lot of people are hurt and we cannot travel. So should we work together on securing area to sleep?
I think we should.
And
Shelter sounds
sleep.
good.
Yes, I can summon spirit again in morning, and 2 people can ride horse, so it'll be good for travel.
tower over there, and I'll point to where we originally in before all this sort of kicked off, where I think Kane's still outside the door, I believe.
Yes, unfortunately, Kane is still slumped. The body of Kane is still slumped over.
The bastard!
Now, snow is forming on the shoulders and the head area. It's been left for a little while.
Inside tower, so that tower is probably the most secure building that I've seen. Around here, it's probably a good place to start. I've got a tent that can fit a couple of people in, and I think I've got my tent. Bring the sleigh with me, Fraser. I can't remember.
No,
I don't have my tent.
Wait a minute, hold on.
It's been too long. Oh, cart.
Did you bring the sleigh? Because you went outside at Brynn Shander.
I thought we rushed out to do the battle.
Yeah, you didn't have time.
Yeah, I just brought the dogs.
Oh wait, no, but you want to pick up the dogs.
Yeah, the dogs you brought with you, I remember, because they were following you in situ, not the sled. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no matter. So I don't have the tent with me. Ignore that. So I'll just say that the tower, the watchtower, seems to be the best place at the moment for people to get in and rest.
Will it be big enough?
Don't know if it'll be big enough to fit us all. I think the militia deserve it. So let's get them inside first, and then we'll find somewhere else.
Agreed. And I'll wave over the commander, I guess, and then we'll liaise what we said to him.
So you're basically going over to the commander and talking about.
Well, I'm just going to wave him over so that I'm not going back and forth. Like the whole team can speak to him.
Yeah. So you wave him down. You see him currently helping bring some of the dead out to the door and put them in a pile on the outskirts of the city, town. And then you wave him over and goes, "Yes. What can I help?"
Who's better at common than I am? I'm getting tired.
The tower over there, and I'll point to the same tower just done about.
Yes.
That's probably the best place for your men to rest up.
Absolutely. We've already made plans to find the most secure building, and I think that is it in the area. It seems quite warm in there as well. It can be, as it's stone rather than made out of wood. So yes, we will bunk down in there till the morning. We put our quotas, arms up.
Well, if we get you all in, then we'll see if we can squeeze in too. If not, we'll find others.
Yes, we need you.
I assume there'll be more of these towers, so...
Sure. We need you. I believe we are down on men. The men we have got, they are somewhere around the town and found their own shelters.
That is fine. Is it quite dark, I assume?
It's pitch black. Yeah, it's nighttime. It's the
Cool.
Frostmaiden.
I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna cast light on my glaive.
Okay. Yeah.
Just on the tip of my glaive, it's going to glow like a bright reddish, sort of like very hot metal sort of look,
Nice. Yeah.
which has that heat sort of wavy bit.
Yeah,
I don't know
got
what
like
it's
a
called.
ripple, yeah, it's got like
A ripple like all round it, so it's like it seems hot, but it's just radiant.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hold that up so people can see where we are I assume by the tower.
Okay. As you do, and you open it up and you raise it in the air, you do hear the fluttering of some startled nesting birds nearby. And yeah, you
Sorry, birdies.
because obviously, whatever. And the rest of the militia look around and kind of go, oh, thank you, and kind of they're now working a bit quicker.
I also go over to the door and start to cast mending to try and secure it a bit more.
Are you on about the giant 6-7 foot door, thick door?
Yeah, the bit right there.
Okay. Yes, you can. but what
It's only a cantrip, so I'm
what I would
assuming it'll
say
take.
is that it would take you probably all night to fix the whole thing, as mending is for little tiny areas, circumference of probably about, I think it's less than a few feet, is it? I mean, it's like, we're talking inches, I think. Just read out the spell.
The spell repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch.
Yeah, so there's many breaks.
Yeah.
I would probably say it'd take more than a few days, actually, if you were going to bend that.
No larger than 1 foot in dimension.
There you go. This thing is now 7-ish feet big, like cracked open. Good idea, though.
Yeah, I probably won't do it for most of the night, but I will at least try and just secure it a little bit.
You're going to try and start covering bits. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. In zombies, they find planks of wood and they just...
Okay, that's fine. Do you actually want to try and find planks of wood? It might be more, let's just say, productive than a small a small cantrip that maybe will fix a hat rip rather than. Yeah.
It's probably better to look for some planks of wood and see if I can try and secure it.
Okay, that's fine. You could definitely do that. There is plenty of shrapnel around. Make an investigation check to see how many you actually find.
This is not going to go well.
That's just because you wear a flowery shirt.
15.
15. Yeah, with an investigation check, you look around and you see the derelict buildings around you. And with a 15, I would say you find enough wood that would cover, excuse the pun, the whole.
Days, I'm going to ask some of the militia as well if they can help.
Yeah, as you do, they do kind of gather around and see what you're doing, and they kind of look around and go, I'll go find something to knock. Yeah, bear with me. And then one of them goes off and runs towards another building they may have seen something in. Yeah, growing through the shrapnel, of course. It's just a derelict bit of rubble, and they're kind of looking around. But you make start on trying to mend the hole in a more efficient way. The rest of you, yeah.
I'm gonna go and look for throughout the buildings if there's any what's the word? Oh, I literally had it in my head. That was gone. Basements. So like trapdoors that lead down into basements or anything for any of the derelict buildings, and just have a little
so how far out do you want to go? Because Targos is pretty big.
Yeah. I'll have a look till I can at least kind of find one. I'd imagine that one of them may have a cellar, so I'll just keep looking around, building to building.
Make a quick history check for me.
Do you remember that window you threw that guy out of?
Look.
Thanks for the day.
16, which is very good.
16. With a 16, you recognise that, thinking back to your time back in Tourmaline and thinking back on your master's notations and buildings and architecture, you do remember that the buildings that do have a cellar or basement are probably taverns, and that's it.
Okay then.
So you know and you have identified the only tavern is, or was, the Luskan Arms, which is a good maybe 10-15 minute walk from where you are. It's directly in the middle, right by the docking area.
Yeah. Where you took someone out of a window again?
Oh, that is literally where you threw someone out of a window. That was that was the window moment. Yeah.
It was the same one. Okay.
But yeah, I'll go over there because I imagine that we may not all be able to fit in the tower at the minute, so I'll head there.
Okay. You can you're making your way to the Luskan Arms. Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah. So you do. Yeah, you start making a trail in the snow, and like a lone ranger, you sail off into the moonset. The rest of you, obviously, are now, I'm guessing, making this tower some sort of habitable area, maybe defensive. I don't know. Obviously, the rest of the militia are trying to figure out if there's anywhere else to go. And you do now see, once the skirmish is over, you do see probably 20 or 30 other militia, now elven and man, basically start seeping out of the woodwork, if you want to call it, like coming out of the hiding when they heard the battle. So you do see them on either stilts or some sort of, helping them out and trying to walk and trying to make their way towards where they are. And you see Garwin going, "This way, everyone. We're going to take shelter for the night. We're not going home just yet."
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Sorry.
thanks.
Yep.
Great feedback. So basically, that is ensuing. That's happening. If anybody doesn't want to do anything, we'll go straight to Sentry. If everyone's just helping out, or want to do anything in particular while you're here.
Just help him.
Yep.
I'll be the light.
Okay, you're shining your light around and you're helping, I'm guessing, the militia coming to it.
Shine the light.
I would say about 15 minutes have passed while helping out and doing all sorts of bits. And Sentry, you make your way through this now almost post-apocalypse setting of this once town that you knew, that you saw before in fully flourishing whatever it was in this trade fishing town. And you make your way to what's left of the Luskan Arms. And what I mean by what's left is that, very similar to the rest of the buildings here, it is half collapsed, and you see now the upstairs area where you first met the town speaker, or the town speaker was, which obviously part of it wasn't told you, is now collapsed in. The upstairs is no longer an upstairs, it's just a flat, broken bit of rubble. You do see a door, however, which does have some function, which is half jarred open anyway. As this is quite a big building, you can definitely start having a look.
Yeah, I'll head on inside and try and recall if it was behind the counter and try and figure out between where exactly the counter may be between all the kind of rubble. I'd imagine I'd have to pick up and move some bits and pieces about the place.
Yeah, so as you walk in, the kind of like interior that represented like a boat, it kind of had this really interesting boat-esque effect. It was like kind of trying to be a pirate ship, where it was quite rustic and it looked really nice. So it's kind of like, it feels like it was 100 years old anyway, but you do now see that the rotten floorboards have actually caved in. And there is definitely no upstairs, and you look around to the bar stools are all over the place. There is just scraps, and you just see a little rat kind of scurry along inside as you shimmy the door open and make some noise, and you kind of try and be as careful as possible, knowing that this is in a really dire state. You do look forward, and in the middle of the Luskan Arms is 3 figures, 2 of which you recognise as human male, which have very sunken flesh. Their eyes still there, with kind of long hair, as you imagine these may be a fisherman, long past. And the other 3rd figure is a female. You look closer, you can kind of see the horns coming out of the side, and you can see that this is a tiefling female, now kind of wearing what you thought was possibly leather overalls, maybe some sort of carpenter or woodwork tradeswoman, now very clearly dead and gone, and now you would assume frozen due to the weather. But you walk past kind of them. Do you do anything, or is it just kind of trying to move across?
Yeah, no, just head past. Did you say that there were 3 figures?
Yeah, 2 male, 1 female.
Gotcha, cool. Yeah, no, I'll head past, and yeah, continue to kind of search for the way.
One of the male legs is in the way, as it, whenever this person would have died, it collapsed over one of the tables, and you're trying to shimmy the table over, and the figure just falls down, and yeah, he kind of creaks a few floorboards, but they're still intact, and you walk on. And you recognise the bar, which is kind of half intact, where Owen was, and then you go round the corner to the back area where you assume where you stayed. Actually, you spent the night, and you go around there. I'd like you to make an investigation check. What are you using as a light source?
I got 120 dark vision.
Dark vision, that's fine. So you
Yeah,
see.
but if I need to, because it would probably help with having a look. I can pull back out the lantern.
Got you. So you got a lantern. I mean, feel free to say whether you want to use it or not. You don't have to. You can still see, but it obviously nothing's in colour. It won't make a difference on the check.
If it doesn't look like I need it, like it won't improve me looking for the cellar and stuff, then I won't have it out. Yeah, cool. Investigation. 7.
Okay, so with a 7, it's taken you a little bit longer than you thought. I would say that you're kind of moving these baskets of rotten apples and just food that was available, and you move around. But I will say with an investigation with a 7, it's probably going to take you roughly about 20 minutes to half an hour until you find this. And you do actually find something underneath one of the baskets, and it's kind of a small hatch. You prise it open as it's kind of like solid shut, and you snap off almost off the hinges. And you look down, and it's kind of a very sturdy stone walkway down. It's not like a ladder climb. It's quite a sturdy stone walkway. You do find some sort of cellar.
Okay. I'll go and check down the cellar, see if there's any food or provisions or anything down there as well, and then.
Yeah. You now go down, and obviously with dark vision, you can see. I would say down here, a lantern would help give you further vision. So you do kind of naturally turn your lantern on and work your way down as it flickers through the floorboards. You can see like very obvious gaps where this place isn't finished, and you walk down, and towards the bottom of the stairs, you do see kind of square room. It's not massive. It's probably a few, maybe 10 feet by 15. It's a rectangular room, and you can just see like bits of rope. You assume fishing hooks on one side, parts of a boat down here as well. Something looks unfinished, looks like it was being made, possibly a project of some sort. And you do see bags of what you assume to be grain, or maybe some sort of rotting grain. As you prise open the bags you were looking with a lantern, and it's all black and moulded over. And you do see some provisions, but they're more for practical use, such as maybe fixing things like a smashed window, or a rope, or some sort of whatever it might be.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. With that, I'll kind of make it as much room as possible. Put things to corners and against edges, and I'll try and I'll make a little, only a smallish kind of fire spot in one of the corners or centerpiece of the room, just so then that way I can leave that going and go back out, and it'll hopefully heat up the area a bit more.
Yeah, sure. So you basically, I mean, what are you making the fire out of?
I'll break apart some, or go back upstairs and grab some of the timber, unless that's kind of not usable. If it's not, then go back downstairs to some of the drier, like shelving, I'd assume, in here, or the boat.
So I was going to say, some of the boat is probably better off in terms of wood. Most of the wood out there is rotten. Most of it's got mildew on it, it's all wet. It wouldn't be great for firewood, but you can use pretty much the boat if you wanted to. Smash it up.
Rope.
Sit in. And you start setting it on fire using your lantern, I assume, and start catching a
bits and bobs.
Yeah.
And with that, I'll after however long it is, I'll head back out. Obviously, leave the hatch ajar or slightly open, so that way it can let the smoke out and whatever, or unless it goes up through the floorboard. I don't know. Anyway,
you do see as you are lighting this fire, it is going up like a chimney towards these floorboards anyway. So it's one of those where you assume that because this place is broken and heavily ventilated,
it goes through anyway. Yeah, nice. And head back to the main area.
You're making your way up the stairs as you're walking up now the top area, and you do see like this kind of ember simmering underneath the floorboards as you're walking away. You do get the odd rat again kind of like scurry across, and maybe one holding kind of an apple and kind of scurries away as it was eating it. And you make your way out of the Luskan Arms again with the bodies. And I would say that you can start making your way back, no issue whatsoever. Realistically, you guys now are back obviously at the GTO to the keep. With this time gone, unless you guys want to do anything, I would say that you have now successfully started to make some sort of camp downstairs and upstairs.
Nice.
Okay, and we'll basically time lapse all the way over until Sentry comes back. So Sentry, now you do see that there are no militia outside. Once we're trying to find space, you do see now that there are noises and torchlight coming from inside this keep, and you assume everyone's tucked in.
Okay, yeah, I'll head on up. Give it final check outside.
Yeah, Targo, I would say that at this point as well, your whole budging thing has been a success. There are basically makeshift retro-fitted planks of wood, but it's functional. Yeah, just bits of housing and roof, maybe a pillar or two, just, you know, parts of whatever you could find, a chair. You can see like a seating thing like hanging from it, but you're just nailing whatever you can, and the militia have helped you out as well.
Happy days. I'm looking around to see if any of the party noticed, and I'm looking sort of proud in my handiwork.
I would say that because it's dark and maybe they were focusing on outside, probably not to the morning, but yeah, you can definitely be as smug as you like. I would say, with that in mind, just with the sake of brevity, obviously bedding down in here, are we just resting for the night, or is there any other communications or interactions you want before you rest? Bear in mind, it's probably late afternoon. It feels like night time, but there are bits and gaps in the time that you may want to fill.
I was going. I don't know if we could all fit in the place. Otherwise, we might have to split into the Luskan Arm area. But otherwise,
you do see it's very, very cozy. I mean, this keep is quite big, realistically, and you are all shoulder to shoulder. There are a few guards on watch. So outside, that there are maybe a handful that are still active, doing the rounds, doing kind of a very short walk.
This is warm.
You would assume it would be helpful if there were more room, as there are loads of these. Some of them are camping on the stairwell up, and you can't kind of make your way. You have to kind of. It's very uncomfortably cozy. So it's up to you if you want to.
yeah. When I get back and get on up, I'll just find the main group. And say the Luskan Arm had a cellar that went down underneath. It's more spacious than this is at the moment. If we want to leave the commander and captain here and we head in there, otherwise stay here.
I just want to have some sleep.
So, as you are making your way into this keep, you do see everyone's kind of slumping on the floor, almost kind of like very much hovelled in, trying to keep themselves warm. And you do see some of the injured kind of listen to you and go, there's more room, and you do see some of the elven folk as well kind of look around and go, I think that might be a good idea. Let us move some of us in, at least. And you do see kind of murmurs, and you hear kind of the rustle of conversation going on between some of them. And some of them do manage to get to their feet, and odd few pick themselves up and make their way to the door. And one of the kind of elven folk come up to you and look to you and go, I think we've got a few here. Lead the way. We will make do with the cellar that you have found.
And yeah, I'll take myself and lead them towards the Luskan Arms, I suppose. I'll leave everybody else in. And,
yeah, you get a handful, maybe 20 or 28, something like that, 25 different soldiers kind of who are more heavily damaged in the sense that they are looking for room because they are needing space to either lie down or whatever it might be.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll help whichever one's kind of need it more as well.
You kind of do get a shorter militia human male, kind of really looking like one of his eyes kind of very swollen, and you get kind of a big neck wound. Kind of something. He goes, "Thank you so much. I just hope this place is warm."
The fire may, some of the heat might have escaped out the rotten ceiling, but it'll at least do, hopefully, for now.
Aye, lead on. Thank you again. Kind of gives him grunts as he's walking. Yeah, cool. I would say, in the sake of brevity, you guys can safely take a long rest as your encounters with the rest of the militia or just minor chit chats. Unless you want to do anything, we can then wait until the afternoon until you take the sleep to the morning, if you wish.
I'm fucking sleep.
I have something. I'ma message you, Fraser.
Okay, no problem.
Is it making my swords?
Before you rest,
Sure.
whereas Jackal's still struggling. And,
In what way
he
is
doesn't-
Jackal still struggling?
because he doesn't work legs.
Because
Skip leg.
yeah, so Jackal all this time has been looking quite scrawny.
Since
looking-
leveling up,
Yeah, I would say.
I-
How do you do it? Do you go and check on him? What are you doing?
probably
I'm
as
guessing
we're-
Jackal is now nuzzled down with Athena. I assume, is that right?
Yeah, we'll be resting up.
Yeah. So you do have a look, and you go and check on Jackal. Maybe in the middle of the night, or on one of your watches, as one of the militia wakes you up as they're taking turns.
I think sort of be after seeing him jump off the wall, thinking, "Fuck."
Yeah, exactly. So you remember this in the middle of the night, and it's fine as one of the militia take turn, and you kind of bulge one eye open as you're hearing mutters and murmurs with the militia that are generally okay, and you kind of get yourself up, squint your eyes over, and kind of go towards Jackal. Jackal, whereabouts are you in the keep? On the top, middle of the stairs, or the bottom?
Be at the top.
Be at the top. So you climb your way up, and you go to the top of the keep. And you open the hatch up, and you kind of quietly creep around some of the injured soldiers. And you spot Athena's snore from a mile off, and you go towards Jackal, and you do check. Like, his armor was quite sunken; it was almost quite baggy on him. As you notice this, and you're looking around, and he's actually looking a little bit normal, to the sense that his armor actually fits him now. And you assume that when he wakes up, he's probably going to get a nice surprise that he feels better.
That's alright then, so I picked this new spell for nothing.
I mean, that's down to you.
I'm gonna try and wake Jackal up and just be like, "Jackal, you feeling okay after jumping off the wall? It was a bit of a stupid move."
Yeah. What do you mean? I'm fine. I landed fairly soundly.
I know since Shadow Things managed to grab you, you've not been feeling yourself, and I just wanted to make sure that you jumping off the wall had nothing to do with that. But I've feeling okay. Then I just, you seem to be a crucial part to the rest of the group, and just want to make sure that I'm not going to be without you or any of them. I mean, what happened to say before was quite a scary moment as well. I know there's things I could have done to probably help you, but this environment's new to me. I'm not used to having to think quick, and my feet I usually hunt or someone who's been attacked whilst trying to hunt. Never really had to deal with anything that's shit we've dealt with over the past 2 days. So I just want to make sure that everyone doing okay.
With all that sweet talk coming out of your lips, Targa, you might as well come snuggle here with me and Athena.
If I do that, I'm sure my fish will be gone by the morning and Athena will have had a nice breakfast.
I'm sure she would have, but on a real note, Targo, it's nice to have you a part of this group. Ever since we've gone through some struggles, it's been quite warming to have you fight by our sides, and I don't think the group would quite be where we are without you. So I appreciate you checking up on me, and I appreciate you sticking around with the rest of the group. It's a
I'll be around for as long as you need me.
Yeah, well, that's comforting to hear, Targo, and I appreciate you checking up on me, but if you don't mind, I mean, today's really taken it out of me and the past few days, and I just really need some sleep.
I'll let you get your rest, and I'm going to head back out and just make sure everyone else seems to be doing okay.
Okay. Jackal, you do look down at your armour and your arms and your legs, and you feel full, as in, you feel like you got your body back.
Nice. Does this mean I get to take
What'd you say, sorry?
the -6 strength away from?
Yeah, that's it. It's now back to your normal six. Normal.
Yes!
Not 6 strength, but yes, normal strength. Yeah.
Yes.
The effect has worn off.
Oh, amazing. Thank
After
you.
what, like 5 sessions?
Literally. Which is like maybe a day.
All of that, I think. Yeah. It's nice, cool, sweet, thank you. And Jackal will try and find his way back into some sleep.
Yeah, you guys now rest up and successfully take a long rest, as you can do around the keep area until the morning if you wish.
Nice.
So, everyone, please mark off a long rest. You do rest until the now morning, as you do see some of you start waking up eagerly. You see some of the militia now up early, trying to make some sort of provisions to get to Brynn Shander and hastily make a retreat back before anything else happens.
I would have been up nice and early as well.
Yeah? Sure.
Yeah, and immediately I will summon my horse.
Okay, you can do that, no problem. Do you want to describe how that looks?
Your horse is amazing.
So I have slightly changed it a little bit, but just like a little ball of flame starts to appear, and then it just gets bigger and bigger until it gets into a shape of a horse, and as the flames dissipate, Spirit is back in form.
Okay.
Looking very cross at myself. And I'm just stood there, arms by my side, going, not my fault.
You kind of
Not
get
my fault.
You kind of get a plod away.
Give a smile, but no, at least Spirit's out for the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, may I phrase it?
Yeah, absolutely.
In the what?
Oh my god.
I just hear myself. Sorry, I like my voice, but not that much.
Oh my god.
Come the morning, any of you may have possibly have heard some dinks and occasionally some fluttering with the fire throughout the night. For if you've been on watch at all, Sentry trying to keep it as quiet as possible, possibly making majority of his work down on the staircase. However, come the morning, when you wake up Saya, you do see Sentry come across to you, and Fraser, you have to dabble the handout.
I haven't had a chance to do it yet. So it will ruin the OBS. I can't do it yet. I'll tell you what. We'll go to a break and we'll come back and we'll do it. Okay. The new dawn. As you are waking up from your slumber and coming to your morning routine, we are going back to Sentry, who presents a weapon of sorts, I believe. I'm going to describe what it looks like, my friend.
He'll pull out a set of in a sheath, what looks to be of short sword length, and the hilt of it is a standard kind of wooden hilt, riveted across into the handle. The handle, much like the picture, curves across over your index finger. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's shadowed to you guys yet.
I will put it in your journals now, everybody.
Okay, yeah. I want to see this.
Ready? There you go.
It's a simple, straight blade that expertly comes round. It's incredibly sharp to the point, and the coloured patternation of it is very much like a kind of Damascus steel that goes along it. It is, without sounding high and mighty, master crafted, and he will present across to you, Saya. The blade is yours as promised. You may name it whatever you wish, but I thought only fitting a blade needs a name to begin with, whether or not you give it a new one. Badulf is this. It's got a dual meaning. The start bud for fight, and the Ulf turns that to fight and struggle. But do with as you wish, and he'll hand it across to you.
Is it still a sheath, did you say?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. He'll take it from you and look at it and said, well, I don't think I'll be changing that name, considering I do a lot of fighting, a lot of struggling. And he slowly unsheaths it.
And as you do, you get the animation twing, even though there's no metal connection.
Yeah, leather hilt,
yeah,
making it ring out.
it's when you fan it through the air, it goes. Like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, he kind of looks at it, is kind of stunned and because obviously I don't think Saya's really seen the craftsmanship of what Sentry has really done before, so he's kind of surprised, wow, that's better than I thought. I thought he would just give me bog standard military kind of sword, but damn. And after he's kind of given it a little bit of a whirl, he draws out his other sword and kind of tests it in a dual wield stance and starts kind of yeah, trying to get used to that, because that's what I want to do now. I'm evolving. I have two swords.
And then Thanos comes along and goes, "It's balanced perfectly."
yeah, I just put it on my finger.
It looks an incredible blade, very well crafted. It actually genuinely hums through the air. That's how silky smooth it is.
Silky.
Love it.
So it is an incredible blade, very light, balanced perfectly. The metal looks crafted, almost dwarven, as you can kind of see.
Saya then straps it to his belt, so he's got one sword on one hip and the other sword on the other hip, so he can just kind of
That's fine. Yeah.
And so I really appreciate it, Sentry. If not to sound rude, but this is way more than I expected. I didn't realize you were this talented.
It's just a blade.
Somehow I expected something else from you, but I'm reminded on who you are. And he puts it back in the sheath and asks, Do you need any favors or anything in return?
No, the blade you provided the materials for, I don't sleep, so it gives me something to do in the meantime. But just use it well in your struggles, and it won't fail you.
I understand the time is very different for you, so I understand. I thank you, Sentry.
The other will be coming too, but that would be in another night or so.
This is more than enough for now, Sentry. Don't rush yourself.
And yep.
And as you do, and as you are testing your blades out, you hear the spilling out of militia coming through the town now. Some in a little bit better shape after the night's rest, but still very wounded from the battle. And you do see Garwin come up to the front and say, "Right, you move out. Make sure we got enough supplies. Make sure we got transport for the injured. We need to get to Brynn Shander as soon as we can." And you see him giving orders out to different militia, them trying to find stretchers of wood, of whatever. And you do hear the gates now as they're slowly opening towards you. So they're currently moving again as they would normally, as you fixed it last time. So as you do see now all the militia kind of grabbing their gear, whatever's left, and trying to make their way out. Are you guys doing anything while this kind of ruckus is occurring? You just make your way into the crowd?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Okay.
I will mount Spirit and offer an extra seat to anyone who wants it.
I'll hop on. Why not? Why not?
You jump
Like hop on behind me.
Yeah, this spirit horse, and what you do feel. To tell them what the fur feels like on Spirit. It's a bit. It's obviously a fey creature, so just feel what you tell Slayer what he feels.
Surprisingly soft, except the mane is very strawy is a good way to do it, but the actual body fur is, or hair, I'm not sure how. Horses, equestrian shit, Fraser help. It's very soft.
Horsehair
it's
can
very
be
soft.
Can be quite harsh. It can be rough to the touch. But
Yeah.
This is very much shampooed, conditioned.
Yeah, it's been shampooed for some reason, and it's got a bit of a lavender smell.
Oh, there you go.
Surprisingly.
Amazing. That's what Spirit smells like, lavender.
Yeah, fucking Spirit smells better than I do.
Probably. Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I have Spirit around all the time. It makes me smell good.
Cool. Yeah. So you see this incredibly large, almost stallion-like horse come up to you, and obviously you get let on. You get that smell of those scented sticks in the house, the diffusers. You get a really big waft of lavender come through your nose, and you can smell that. And in the tundra, it's quite a welcoming smell, as most things you can smell are just cold. And you know what it's like in the snow, where you can't smell anything; it just hurts to breathe. That's what you get. You get that kind of welcoming, homely smell of a farm, or maybe some barns you may have slept in the past with lavender fields. But yes,
I think Sayer would probably have that same thought. It's wow, this smells better than Ghost's, but he wouldn't say anything.
Yeah. It's fine. You've got a nice smug look on your face, it's nice. Holding on like a motorcycle. You're just holding on to. Are you wrapping around or holding on with your? How are you doing it? Are you trying to get on?
I guess I just hop on and maybe hold on to the saddle to keep myself down or something. I'm not quite sure how.
There's no.
There isn't a saddle.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no saddle?
No. It's a fake creature. It looks like it has armor, but you're not actually sitting on the armor. It's a bit of a weird mixture.
He'll just
weird.
Skin on.
hold on in anywhere he can.
Yeah, so you just grab it.
If not, I do have large bits of armor, so you can grab onto
some
pointy bits of armor or something.
Yeah, cool. Amazing.
Okay.
And as you do that, I won't make you make an animal handling check as you're holding on. unless you do anything stupid. But you get on no problem, and you walk on. I would say now that the troop of militia are now making their way towards Brynn Shander. The gates are open. The tundra has subsided a little since last night, and you may have assumed that Auril had something to do with it. But you then sense that there's still kind of a waft in the air of this very oncoming storm that's almost unfinished as you guys make your way over the dunes of this plastered kind of open space of just tundra snow. As you make your way, with obviously your winter clothes in hand, you do see the daybreak come out as you see the light of this another overcast day comes into play. Would you guys like to do anything on your journey on the way back? As you're strolling through, crunching through the snow.
My baddies.
Okay. I mean, everyone can make a collective perception check if they wish, if they want to look around. If you don't, you don't have to.
My man.
I'm just showing off that I'm walking on top of the snow rather than trying to wade my way through it.
That's right, you are. Yeah. Once and every now and again, you get a militia kind of stare in your direction, Targo, and they kind of go, "How did you do that?" And they're struggling themselves, kind of trying to get in the footfalls in the different bits of the snow.
The same way that wood elves can navigate through the woods with ease. Snow elf, snow just and the cold doesn't seem to affect me. I don't know. My DNA.
And you kind of get a long sigh, like, kind of just struggling through. As you see your dogs also gliding across and not finding any issues. Yeah, just kind of skimming through the rocks, finding some really hard bits of ice, and kind of as they're trained to do. So I would say with those perception checks, just read them all out because obviously no one can see.
21.
Oh shit! Yeah, I need to do that.
I got 29 my herbalism.
13.
Herbalism. What have you used a herbalism kit?
That's for my herb. Give me my herb.
Okay, yeah,
I'm not gonna collect it. Oh, did you want a perception as well? Sorry.
Yeah, just perception. You've rolled the wrong one, boy. 20.
20. Oh, that's to find out how much I've had.
That's
20.
And as you're walking through, this is quite a high DC. I would say that Ghost and Sentry, pretty decent. You're walking along and you're crunching through the snow with your crampons, and you're finding footfalls, and you're helping the soldiers that are struggling. And you kind of move one guy over, and he falls over the snow, and kind of grab him back before he face plants in the ice. And as you do, both of you clock just this one Militian Brynn Shander figure that doesn't sit quite right, in the sense that they're moving through the snow, but they keep looking back towards you independently, more so towards you, Sentry, and just straight back at you, just always at you. And this person is 15 feet-ish in front of you, following suit, but isn't kind of like the same energy as the rest. So you notice this, you clock on straight away that this individual is almost like upright and straight. Their posture's better. They look like they've had a great night's sleep, like someone who's walking in the morning, like, you know what I mean, like kind of this not over exaggerative, but really finding this easy.
Where am I to Sentry? Like in the positioning of us?
Where would you like to be? This is up to you.
I don't mind. Where would you place me? I'm happy with wherever.
With Spirit, I would say, because you're on a horse, maybe just a little bit behind. Just keep in mind everything.
I'm gonna clock Sentry then, if he notices me.
Oh! Why?
Yeah.
With my eyes.
Fraser spent so long trying to kill Sentry, and Ghost does it in one pull.
Great, that'd be so good. Fraser would be like,
Sorry.
Freedom. No, I'll look at Sentry if he notices me. And then I will sort of gesture towards the guy, and Spirit will start to make not a hasted sort of canter or anything. He would just start walking a bit as if like I'm trying to get to the front to make sure everyone's okay, and I'm scanning. A trot.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fraser.
Okay.
I love horses, but I do not know this shit.
Yeah, it's
so
called a trot.
yeah, trotting
Are
along.
you, just as you've kind of caught my attention as well, I'll look back to you. Are you able to sense anything off about him?
And she'll give a nod. I won't get like in front, so when the guy looks back again in front, my eyes will flash white. I do have my helmet on just to protect my face.
Yeah.
And I will divine sense,
Interesting.
which will be 60 foot
Yeah.
from me.
That makes sense.
And that'll be anything within 60 foot that isn't behind total cover.
Anything within 60 feet. Again, you looking around using that divine sense. You're clocking in to your spiritual entity. Let's just say you're looking around, and you go straight in to look towards this figure. Doesn't look any different from the rest. No divine in sense of your fiend, celestial, undead. Nothing.
Look at Sentry. Seems okay.
And it's still.
I'll walk alongside Sentry at this point and have a low conversation, probably like 15-20 feet away but behind the dude.
Am I
Just
hearing
making sure that-
conversations in some of the back?
Can you guys make a stealth check, please, while you're talking?
Yeah.
Am I hearing this too, since I'm on the horse as well?
You are, yeah. You're
Probably.
I'm also here like, hello.
Hi there, by the way.
I mean, just looking over the shoulder like, what's going on?
What are you looking at?
Why are we trotting?
I got 20.
Okay, nice.
You got heavy armor on, Danny?
You do.
What, for talking?
No, actually, no. You're on a horse anyway, but you'd still straight.
19-20, it's talking, but if you're on about, like, I'm trying to be quiet, then it would be a 19, yeah.
Yeah, talk. We're on about talking now. Yeah, not moving.
Okay.
Your armor still clanks somehow.
Hey!
Clang, clang, clang.
I will also flag Jackal as well as Targos as well.
Yeah. Jackal's on Athena. Just
Targo, not Targos. So
that
glad
damn
we left
moving
that.
city, that moving town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just flagged the town down. Like, hey.
Hey, town.
Howl's, is that movie? Howl's Moving Castle?
Yeah. Jackal, your eyes are quite well suited. Do you notice anything off about them, or should I go over and approach and should we go over and see if they need any help at all?
I can go and check for you, because I've been doing checks on them the whole time. I could go up ahead and, check, and then if you guys see anything, then... Because I'm on a horse. I don't know.
Really?
I'm on a horse!
On a horse.
Just for roleplay,
Look
I'm
at
on
my
a horse.
horse.
Hey, guess
Horses
what? I'm on my
amazing.
shoes. Are you? Yeah, I am.
Listen, her intelligence isn't great here, okay?
It's fine.
It's
fine.
Cargo just looks up at Ghost and is just like, and I can walk on snow, so
You're just hands behind your back, gliding like, and I can walk on snow.
She does have a little, silent giggle trying to be quiet about it, but she does show a bit of, laughter with that.
A bit of humanity.
A bit of humour!
Humility. There you go.
Humour! Yeah, carry on, sorry.
I'll just look as well back towards Jackal with that. Oh, okay.
as Sentry's pointed out, the figure.
Gentleman.
Is there anything, as I look closely at it, could I try and do like an insight check to see if there's anything off about them?
You can do anything you like.
I would like to do an insight check.
If you do an insight check, because this figure has their back to you, it was going to have to be with disadvantage, and the DC is going to be pretty freaking high, unless you can tell me what you want to do to make sure you can check the insight of someone's behind. His ass cheeks are out and funny, boys.
They're clapping in the wind.
He clearly doesn't do any squats.
Those cheeks are suspicious.
You know what? Yeah, we're gonna check out the ass cheeks.
So just to
Are they
warn
clenching
you,
too much?
just to warn you, it will be quite a high DC if you are doing this from behind.
Yep, some chopsticks with those things.
That's fine. We're gonna check out the ass cheeks first.
Okay, make a insight check with disadvantage, please.
Insight.
15.
Might surprise me.
Oh, it's pretty good.
You go to, I mean, it's a fair roll, but you're looking towards this figure, you clock Sentry, look towards the figure, and with a 15 I would say that you would get little bits of information, so the sense of what Sentry's saying and trying to communicate with you that this figure is acting strange. It almost looks like an odd, like the ugly duckling, like a bit of a weird, why aren't you walking like the rest? Not in a creepy way, not in like a not like a weird like
Oh, that was more what I thought he was.
No. This is why I did that, Luke, because I knew you were thinking that. So
Thank you.
They're walking. So he's walking like this, whereas the other one's walking like
I
that.
wonder if he's
Yeah.
probably like, he's absolutely fine. He's not bad at all. He's just one of those people that ran off from the fight.
That's
what
not
I'm
bad at all. Not bad at all. Ran from the fight.
Well, not like that. Like
that
he's
fight was
not.
ace, man.
He's not a shadow person trying to pretend that he's a soldier. It's a wimp. So that's what I'm thinking.
Can all you three just make a general stealth check as well, please? Just again.
Again.
As you've continued the conversation.
Is this for talking?
Yeah, this is for talking.
Cool. That's 15. Oh my gosh.
9.
Is it me as well? Because I haven't actually
Anyone
said
who was
anything
talking
yet.
then, so yeah, you
Yeah, I haven't. Actually, I did say something.
Yeah, even if you were gesturing, like, it's still a gesture, it's still a movement, so just get you to make that.
A million. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I check out those ass cheeks in silence.
A little bit creepy, Jamie. Not gonna lie, but
You continue walking, are you doing anything else? You just see this figure still strolling as if nothing has happened?
Yeah, I'm gonna silent speech to Sentry. He stands out a little bit, but I don't know. Like, it could be anything. What's caught your eye to him?
no. Just wanted to check if anything could seem abnormal to either of you, but if nothing's flagging, maybe somebody that needs some help. Ghost or Jackal, or Ghost and Jackal, you're a little bit quicker and more prominent. Are you able to go and check on him, and we'll just continue with the garrison behind?
Me and Say can go ahead, that's fine.
Guess I'm going.
You'll get a choice.
Yeah, you can definitely make it right.
I'll follow, but I'll remain about 5 feet behind so that I can sort of eavesdrop into whatever conversation might happen.
Okay, so
Keep it subtle as well. I'm about 4 or 5 guys before him.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna go from like the 5th guy and just say like, just ask how they're doing. You can do this sort of thing. Like keep going.
Yeah, so you
Just like
generally-
words of support. Like I'm going through the people,
Okay.
seeing if they're okay until I get to him.
Okay.
make it more
And then
legit
you
as well, I'm
stab
gonna
him.
pull out my bag, some bread, some fish, some water, and be like, Jesus is here. That's it. Out of my bag, I'm gonna
Dude, Jesus just
out of
comes
my
out of
bag, and
nowhere.
I'm gonna pull
Yes,
out some fish,
that's
feed
exactly-
the dogs,
like
feed
you.
the dogs and the feeder. I'm gonna pull out some bread and see if anybody wants any bread. I've got water in case anybody needs to drink.
Yeah. So
Now splits the bread
as
in
you
a
do
different
that,
way.
as you-
Jesus.
as you do that, some of the militia anyway are walking, and you do see them eating some jerky, getting some nuts. They do have provisions with them. They are, eating them. One of them does take the gesture and goes, "Oh, thank you. Yes, I'll take some bread. I do not mind." And goes and just starts taking and just walks off.
They've been away from town for a few days. I don't know what food they do have.
Jackal.
That's my name.
I'm gonna message you something.
Please roll a check.
Can't go whispers because of OBS, but I can give you a message.
You can make us all leave if you want.
That would still
Oh, wait, no, we can't. Yeah, I still fuck it up. But we could definitely. That's what we did before.
Yeah, but I think for this it might just work as it's just a quick thing. It's nothing like that.
Okay.
So how's life?
Pretty good.
Which I've got left actually. I'm good now.
Look at my horse. Horse is amazing.
Me horse is amazing.
Okay, sent. But as the rest of you are walking along, are you doing anything else in particular while just following, or do you want to just continue on?
Just chill.
Other than checking on the dude, yeah, just clopping along. Clip clop. All the way to the candy corner.
Jackal, I've sent you a message on Discord.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You get the kind of murmur from some of the militia. The commander now is kind of giving some sort of minor speech at the front to the rest, and just going and speaking to some of the elves actually, saying, "We wouldn't have been able to do this if it wasn't for you. Thank you. I can't wait to get back. Thank God some of us made it out of there." And you just hear mumbling, most of you. Some of you are passive, most of you. I would say anyone below, I'll name them out. So say you hear this, and Targo, Goshen not so much, Sentry hear this as well.
I have this goddamn helmet on. I can't hear shit.
Yeah, because it's the wind. So, yeah, do you rest of you just going along, doing anything else?
I'm just chilling on the horse.
Yeah, you're just holding on. Okay.
Yeah.
So, half an hour's gone by. That was about half an hour. We'll skip to another half an hour, so we'll go to a full hour's journey.
Did we manage to speak to the guy? Sorry.
Did you try and speak to him?
That's what the plan was.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's scroll back.
Sorry.
You're going straight over to the guy. The person.
Yeah, so I was basically speaking to about 4 or 5 people before him, so it looked
Yeah.
casual
Yeah.
instead of going up straight up to him and singling
so
him
you're
out.
working your way. Sorry. I thought
Yeah,
you just-
sorry, I should have explained better.
Yeah,
No,
that's fine.
I'm just making my way up to him so that it's not like they catch him off guard sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And you can go up to the figure. Yeah.
Same again. I'll ask if he's all right.
Do you just? I mean, do you want to RP it?
Gives cocks ahead a little bit with his walking. Are you okay?
Kind of looks back and goes, "I'm fine. Yes. Yourself?"
Wouldn't say great, but you look very jolly today.
It's a good day to be alive. Yes.
Insight check.
Okay. Make an insight check.
11.
11. With an 11, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. I mean, you get the sense that maybe something's not all there. You might think it's being over cocky, confident. War does weird things to people. You know this, but yeah, something's there.
Compared to everyone else here, I do not mean to single you out.
Yes.
You are, you don't look like everybody else. You look fine.
Well, I must be a good fighter, yes?
What is your position?
Position. We don't have position. We just have guards. Guard duty.
What do you do? What
I
is your
mean-
specialty?
In Shander, I follow everybody else. I'm mainly out on the streets, helping out civilians.
Okay.
What about yourself? You're very armored up. Where are you from? I don't recognize this.
It doesn't matter where I'm from.
You can ask all the questions, but I have to answer them. That's what it is. Okay.
Well, when you're working jolly and all of your comrades look like shit, yeah, it is interesting to me.
Make a perception check.
Oh.
Well, you're quite close.
Perception! Being my name is a natural 20!
Hey! Shit! With a natural 20, you get absolutely this. You can see that on this person there isn't a scar in sight. There is no, there's no wounds. There's no nothing. This person is immaculate.
Does he have any weapons on him either?
No. With a nat 20, there's no weapons.
I don't suppose with that nat 20 I can tell what sort of soldier he is. Like, is he one that grabs the sword or is he like the fucking cook?
I mean, with that natural 20, you can tell that it is just the general standard issue armor.
Okay.
They may have a sheathed sword. Some of them you've seen with pikes and halberds, and some of them you've seen with crossbows. This soldier in particular has no weapons whatsoever. The rest of them do have them sheathed. You look around, and the rest of the soldiers have them sheathed somewhere, whether it be a bow or a something. But this one just along, nothing.
Well, enjoy your travels.
I will. You too.
And I'll trot up straight to the commander.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Yeah, say
Skim past everyone else, snow brushing in some of their faces. Like, yeah.
say what do you think of it while I'm going? What do you think of him? He seems a bit strange.
Probably a coward.
Probably, that's what I'm thinking. He had no weapons. Nothing. Not even a scratch on his armor. It's shiny.
We got here late.
Woke up that morning like, shit, there's a war! Oh
shit!
Fuck!
Oh, forget the sword, don't eat it.
Maybe he's a bare knuckle fighter, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the
could be a monk.
outside.
Could be a monk.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah. Okay.
You don't know, it could be a monk.
Oh god. Oh god.
With armor on.
So you're
I'll just
going straight
go.
to the commander.
Yeah, just go to the commander.
You can see they're in mid chat with some of their. You would assume maybe a lieutenant figure, just talking about the battle and what they're going to do afterwards. Interrupt to go. Yes. Ghost, is it?
Yes.
What can I do for you?
May I ask who your jolly friend is back there?
Jolly friend. None of us are jolly. We've just been to fucking war. Who's jolly?
Well, you have quite a jolly person in your patrol.
There's no one jolly here. Point them out. Who's jolly? I'll fucking punch them in the face myself.
She can't do maths. We'll discuss it when we get back to camp because I think we just need to get back first.
We'll be going in Brynn Shander soon, so if it's something you need to point out, I suppose you need to point it out quite soon.
It didn't come from me. The guy, I don't know, I'm just going to say the 10th guy back, like, walking a bit too happily, and she's going to drop back a little bit.
Okay, 10th guy back, right? And you see...
And she'll drop back to, like, sentry and that... So...
Okay.
Yeah.
You see Garwin look back where you are, and just look back towards the rest.
Yeah, I don't know what position he's in, I'm just going to guess. Not like she's guessing, I'm guessing.
when you, I suppose, get back round to me, I'll look up to the two of you. The soldiers, everything fine to continue, or
There's-
say I would say it's a window to conversation, or
So the as you're walking back with the spirit, sorry, just as you see a glance, you do see that while Commander Galway turns back, another troop kind of as he's kind of like counting back, another one of the troop kind of come up to him and slump forward and go, and then they start talking.
No, that's fine.
Take notice.
It's fine.
Sorry, carry on. I just made a roll.
Just drag him up there.
It is well, me and Seb both agree. There is a guy there, and he's a bit too jolly. There isn't a scratch on him. There isn't weapons. He seems to be having a great time. He said it's a good day to live. So I don't know. We have a feeling he's a bit of a coward.
Maybe
I
he's
could
just
be
happy
assuming.
that he's still alive.
It could be happy he's still alive, but it seems very strange for all of his other comrades, including myself, and I like my armor a lot, to have a lot of scuffs and blood over it, and he is shiny. He's clean.
He has no weapons either.
Don't know, it seems strange. And it is also, I don't think it is too kind to act jolly around people who have thought today or yesterday, if you know where I'm coming from.
well, I suppose the commander will be able to figure out if he's one of his troop or men, and aside from it from there. If he's not something else, then there's nothing really to concern over. Let's just keep eyes up ahead, make sure no other night creatures come.
Well, he seems to be interested in you quite a bit, so I don't know. You are big robot dude. You can't, like, I don't know, remember with your eyes his face or something. I don't know.
A lot of people tend to look towards me. It's just of general habit.
And I'll just keep an eye on him. I'll try and remember his face as well.
Okay.
Knowing the commander got distracted, if I can remember his face is. I'm sure he's probably sticks out like a sore thumb, so.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I'll just be trotting along unless anyone wants to do anything.
Yeah, unless something happens along the way with the commander and him or anything like that, I'll just keep moving forward and eyes front for the minute.
Okay. Saya, make a wisdom saving throw.
You die.
What the fuck? Okay.
Make a wisdom
But I
save.
didn't do anything! 14.
So, as you're riding along and you're hearing Ghost talk to Sentry and trying to figure this out, you hear in your mind, "It's nice to see you again, darling. How have you been?"
I think I personally know who the voice is, but does Saya know whose voice
Say
it is?
you recognise this voice, and you've heard it a few times before. More importantly, more recently, on a bed in the middle of Brynn Shander, woken up in the middle of the night.
Can I reply with my mind, or is that just
You
a
go
one-way?
and try and think you can reply, and you basically place your mind into it.
I guess to say, what do you want?
Okay. And sorry, just reading. And you hear a reply again. Well, you seem to have gained a new member. Am I right?
Seems that way.
And where's the girl? I can't see her.
She unfortunately passed.
Immediately, you you see the figure in front that was walking strange just stop
Oh.
and then start again.
Oh, that's who that is.
Just waddling their way through.
I think does Saya see that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay,
It's right in front of
okay.
you.
He said, I guess he replies back. He's like, I think I found you.
Me? I'm like a cat in the night. No one can find me. You may identify me, but finding me, that's another story.
Identifying is all I need to do.
We need to talk. Get your party. We need to move.
Any place in mind you would like to talk?
Outside the walls, somewhere safe.
I'm assuming you'll find me rather than me find you.
More than likely. Meet me out. City walls of Brynn Shander. Tonight.
Hopefully we get back in time then.
And you just see the figure kind of walk now more into the crowd. Make a perception check, Ollie.
Okay.
Pretty high, this.
23.
23, you clock every move.
You.
As you see the figure try and disguise themselves, Assassin's Creed style, within the crowd. But you clock their move.
Fair enough. I guess I'll kind of keep tabs on them. Just not focusing, but just like, I know what they look like now, and I'll just kind of keep track of them a little bit.
Sure. No problem. Just walking along. And I suppose if any of you want to do anything else in particular. Obviously, say that's your knowledge only. No one else knows that. Or hears
Yeah.
that, so. You make your way another half an hour and 40 minutes or so. You do start to see a very comforting, familiar sight in front of you. A few hundred feet in the distance, you do see the outline of the grand, intact town of Brynn Shander. And you do hear a few kind of mumbles under the breath of some of the injured, like, there it is, we're not far now, a few meters, come on. And you just hear Commander Garwin kind of like rallying up the troops as much as he can before you get there, and in no time at all, you do begin to hear the arousal of the crowd within that you're in, just becoming a lot more happier and cheerier as you are starting to walk towards the front gates. And as you do, there are clearly some guard left on the ramparts, and you just hear a small horn, very similar to what you heard earlier with the warning horn back in Targos. And you hear a almost cranking of a door as the gates start to open slowly. But surely you feel the rumble with beneath your feet as you're walking towards. Walking now slowly in towards the town of Brynn Shander, the town is deserted. You are making your way through the grandiose entrance, of which you've done a few times. There are no crowds, there are no city guard. It is deserted. There is no one there, just the wind wisping through the town's buildings, and a few birds and some elements of nature making their way through, and that's it. The fluttering of birds. I'm not going to do it again because that's it. There you go. And you're making your hero's entrance as you go past the first few buildings that are very familiar to you now. The north look with no sound, but you do start to see little peering of basically people's heads out windows. You just start to see now, inspecting what's going on, as you are entering with a crowd now spilling out within moments of you entering, of the crowds of civilians just now cheering, with people just charging out of their buildings, and you now see some of the family of some of the militia grabbing and embracing some of their family members, wives, kids. You see them now trailing off and talking, and you making your way down as this almost heroic entrance that you see in Star Wars, for example. Now coming into the city, making your way to the central area as these people are now filling the streets. You hear some people kick off with some music, some lutes and some flutes, and you hear a mini, almost festival as you do. Make another perception check, Saya, just see if you can still clock the figure. Ghost, will you be looking out as well? I'm guessing you were quite keen-eyed. You're on mute.
I'm on mute. Hey. Yeah, I probably would be because I've never been here before, so I probably will be quite perceptive, I think.
Okay, make another perception check. And for you, this is definitely your first time within Brynn Shander. And it is an incredible sight to see, especially with this kind of tundra, but these folk have made a brilliant city, a little town out of it, with different buildings at different levels. You've got all sorts of grandiose colour within the buildings as well. They're not just made of shanty materials such as sheer metals and wood. Some of them are made out of brick and stone, and you get these beautiful orange banners of this wheat sheath of the Brynn Shander emblem, and as they're coming through, and the streets are now filling out. You with a perception of 10, unfortunately you've lost the figure.
Oh no, I got 16.
No, I'm talking
I wasn't looking for the figure, to be honest with you. I was more... Oh no, I was just mainly like trying to be perceptive,
Just
see if
looking
there's anything, because she went there for a reason sort of thing.
Yeah.
So she's kind of like lost interest in that person because there's no reason to keep an eye on her. She's more...
Yeah.
She knows their face, so...
So, yeah, you basically just looking and taking it all in as you are.
Yeah.
And I will say that, at the start it's one of those sites that takes you back, but it's like walking in New York for the first time, I suppose. But yeah, it's bringing you back to some sort of home comforts, if there's any. A very strange sensation for you.
Okay.
And Ollie, I would say that with Saya looks around for the figure, and unfortunately with little... just do one more check.
Nothing with smell and hearing with that in
I was going to say, with the 20...
Oh, 25, sorry.
5, you do see in the distance the crowd, of which obviously you're trying to keep an eye on. The smell itself, you do recognise that something may be amiss. You're not quite sure where, but with the smell and hearing, it's different to perception. It's kind of an idea.
Yeah, it's more vague.
So you know that that figure is no longer within the crowd.
Okay, well, at least I know that.
And you're making your way towards the central of town, and now you have definitely started to kick off some sort of party, some sort of abrupt festival, as they're seeing people coming in with the Brynn Shander colours, and you riding in gallantly to be heroes. And as you do, you're making your way through a familiar town until you reach the centre portion, the surrounding central market area, where now spilling out of a familiar building at front is Duvessa and Markham, now coming out of their defensive positions within Duvessa's abode, coming out and embracing you all. And you now see Duvessa with her small stance becomes this centre of attention as she comes out in this big winter cloak. One of the first times you've really seen her outside, as she's addressing some of the militia and helping them, and Sheriff Markham at the same time is also joining in and giving a firm pat on the back to the commander, giving an embrace to Garwin as the soldiers have returned. Are you guys doing anything in this moment as you see this embrace happening and you're making your way around?
I'm just following, and I assume, because I've not been here before, Say will like point me in directions of where I should go and stuff like that. So
Sure.
I'm just following suit.
Yeah, you ask Say what's around.
So yeah, probably ask the question if she's the centre of attention, like who's that sort of thing.
Sure.
I'm trying to think where the place to go would be.
I think, going up with the soldier, garrison returning at the moment. I'm not going to be pushing to the front. as say, just go up with the rest of the garrison, and I'll wait to see if Miss Shane says anything at all, or makes an address or anything like that at the moment. Stand and wait.
Yeah, sure. So, you now begin to obviously see the kind of swelling of this whatever event's happening, and you immediately see some of the soldiers being taken in for medical care or whatever medicine is available. They're getting sheltered into buildings you know obviously are for the you'll recognise as some sort of hospital, if you were. But as this is happening, you are taking it all in the surroundings, and eventually, a few minutes after your arrival, Miss Shane comes up to you, Sentry, recognises you first with your hulking figure, and the rest of you, and goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe it! You did it! You did it! I'm so proud of you guys!" Like, and you see this kind of childlike figure come out. Goes straight to you, Sentry, I'd say, to start off with, and kind of like looks towards you and kind of goes, "I'm so grateful. We're so grateful."
The town of Brynn Shander, there was everything fine here, Miss Shane.
Yeah, you were such a go. As I, did the best I could with what I had. I'm lucky I have my soldiers around me. We locked down and we made sure that everything was secure, and now we're here. And I'm guessing, due to everyone coming back, you did it. And what they've been telling me and the commander, we've done it. We're safe. You've done it.
Hopefully so. Collectively, we managed to stop the storm at Targos, but not sure exactly what was happening with it. Strange magics, right, Targo?
Yeah, it's magic I'm not used to seeing. I don't know if you've stopped it completely, but now we've at least bought ourselves a bit of time to recover and regroup. I don't know what lies ahead of us.
Are you saying this in front of Duvessa, by the way? Can she hear this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she comes up and goes, "Why so grumpy? You should be celebrating." Right, I'm going to get Scram Shacks open in Northlook just for you guys. How's that?
I'm gonna jump off my horse as well, by the way.
and-
Seeing this woman.
Yeah, are you going and approaching, or are you staying away?
I am. I'm taking my helmet off.
Okay.
And I'm holding it to my side.
As she's doing this, she's looking around at everyone, but notices you, more importantly, goes, yeah.
And I'll go to introduce myself, whether I give a slight gesture of respect, assuming that she's the main person here.
Yeah, you assume that this person has had most of the attention since they walked in and came out of this grandiose building. You assume that this really nicely dressed young woman is possibly some sort of mayor here, or some sort of authority figure. But looks around you, more importantly, but looks straight to you, Jackal, and goes, I'm so glad you're all back. And kind of stops in a midst and goes, Where's Oakland?
As Jackal will let out a big sigh. Oakland, she fell.
You just see a moment of just pure silence, and you get the sense of someone who's lost someone who had an immediate close affection. As you probably remember, they shared some moments within the room, and you see the music going on and people cheering, and it's very strange to see this one person who's just standing there in the middle doing nothing, and the rest around they're all just clapping and cheering, and she just takes a moment and she kind of loses herself a second and goes, Oh right. and then you just see her lose herself in this kind of moment. She's kind of like not sure what to say.
Jackal will dismount from Athena and go to gently grab her hand and sort of like cup it, one hand underneath, one hand over. It was a great loss to us all. Still trying to deal with the loss of Oakland is a struggle at that. I'm sorry to bear this news onto you. I know you guys were also quite close.
You just get a very kind of beady-eyed young girl staring back at you in the face, almost kind of holding back the tears, and kind of rubs her eye a bit and goes, I know. And kind of like tries to think a second and goes, let's get you all a drink. And who's that? And kind of with her eyes closed points to a ghost, huge figure, and goes, who are you? And addresses you, Ghost.
She is a little bit taken back by the situation, hoping she can make like a positive hello, and it kind of went a bit sour. So she's a little bit stumbled. She stutters a little bit. I'm Liliana.
Liliana. It's a nice name. Did you help? Did you help here with my friends?
I did what I could, yes.
And I can see you're victorious. And do you drink?
I do not drink, no.
Maybe we can talk over some water then. I need a moment. And she kind of turns around and kind of like, you can see now, very upset, kind of like sniffling. She heads straight towards her house. And you see Markham come along and notice this. And Markham clearly is quite sensitive to her emotions and kind of comes up to you and goes, fucking hell, you lot have bloody done it, ain't you?
If I upset her, my apologies.
No, don't worry about her, she'll be fine. I think I'll check on her in a minute. You did it, you're back. What the fuck? I mean, come on. That's amazing. And it goes straight towards you, Jackal, and goes, well, you've done me proud.
The deed is done, but it's not over yet, although, well, maybe this is better discussed in private, what we found out there.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. We'll sort something out. We'll get Scramshots to open the north look. We'll sort it out in there and have a chit chat. And if we sort that out. The rest of you, do you need anything? Anything from me? Food? Wine? Beer?
No, I think just a quiet place would do us well.
Right, we'll get the north look open. We'll do that now. Follow me. We'll sort you out. Okay? Okay. Walk to this crowd. Yeah, come on.
I'm gonna whisper to the nearest person next to me. What does she mean by drink? Whoever the nearest person is next to me.
So, I would say a nearest person is a militia or one of your pet party. Who do you lean towards?
Just one of the party.
Yeah.
Alcohol. I met these guys.
You've never been
I was
drunk
drinking,
before?
and I can tell you it was a good night.
Funny question. I don't actually remember if I've ever had a drink. I'm not sure. I felt really awkward. I didn't want to upset her anymore. I didn't know how to respond. She's like rubbing her hands. They seem a bit sweaty. She feels like she's just upset a child.
Yeah.
Like,
You pretty much
she's
have.
mad.
It's not you, she's just upset. And she's kind of a minor, a kind of teenager.
Yeah, so it's just like her instant reaction, like, I didn't expect that, okay? But,
Stay
yeah.
close to me. I'm still not exactly sure who he is. I know everyone else seems to know it quite well. I've only been travelling with them for a few days, and for one of them days, like I told you, I had a bit too much to drink, so yeah, I'm still trying to learn everyone's names, especially for the people at the party now, but a drink is probably the best thing right now, especially after the day we've had.
I will experiment with what I can. Oh, God.
No. So, you
Sorry,
guys,
my mother named me after the town.
as this is all following on, you do manage to follow Markham as he pushes through the crowd. Some of them let him go, but you do follow on suit quite with haste, I would say. And as you reach the welcoming Northlook, as you leave the party in the centre, you do come more of a quiet area in the town now, walking away from the hustle and bustle of this completely random dance. What do you call them? You know, the dances that everyone joins in. I can't remember what they're called.
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, so you walk in and you basically walk away from the crowd and they start to come away from the distance. But as you go towards the Northlook, you do see it shut, and you walk up with Markham as Markham kind of bangs on the door, does the kind of 3 bangs, and goes, right, Scram Shacks, it's on your open up, mate. Come on, you need a drink. And you just see kind of, well, here first, just about 5 or 6 different locks and bolts that like loads of series of different, and you hear it, and it goes, oh, coming in, ha, bloody hell, and he kind of like ushers you in and notices you and goes, you're all back. Can't believe it. Hello.
Yeah.
And you go in last.
Say yeah, she's like in a bit of. Sorry. Anyway,
I'm guessing you're going in last, Ghost, maybe in the.
I am.
Yeah. Kind of looks at you and goes, you're new. Do you like black ale? Eh?
Excuse me?
Saya butts in and goes, she does.
Right-yo, I'll get them done. We're on the house. Let's go.
She's in a bit of awe in this place because I don't think she remembers the last time being in a tavern.
Okay, so you walk in and this grandiose kind of like really nicely done tavern with a beautiful window at the back, and you've got these arranged seats, quite airy space, some reconstructed areas from recent incidents, but still a nice venue.
In her eyes, it's probably rose tinted, so.
Yeah, basically. And you go up to the bar where that beautiful knucklehead salmon is, knucklehead trout, sorry, is hanging from the back. And it goes to you, goes, don't worry about old trout here. Probably gives you a bit of a weird eye. Right, black ale's all round, bear with me. And kind of goes around, starts pouring these pints. And at the bar, as you go towards the bar, sitting on the stool is a good old friend, just staring at you in the face, and everybody recognises this person.
Flynn, Trollbean.
Spellix. The
Oh shit, never mind.
Damn, alright.
I thought it'd be Flynn.
I mean, you wished, but not yet.
Just Spellix.
Just Spellix. Oh my gods, you're back! Huh. I was told to wait here, and you're new. And points to you, Ghost. And looks at the rest of you and goes, I'm guessing we won. We were holding out for a while, but you're back.
We are missing one, unfortunately. But
You're missing, and then kind of stops in his tracks and goes, oh, my deepest apologies. I'm so sorry.
we shouldn't let this victory go to sadness. She wouldn't have won.
No, not of course. There's a reason I'm here. Not only to drink heavily until I pass out, but also to welcome you back. I was told to stay here and they were going to bring you here anyway. I have some things for you. Athena kind of goes up to the cat and gives it a scrunch. And goes, how are you? Friend, how is everyone?
On the whole, I think thankful to be alive.
Well, I think we all are in here. There are definitely... You've made a name for yourself, absolutely. I think the whole of Brynn Shander actually thinks you're some sort of hero. The New Dawn, is it? Calling yourself?
No, not me. Apologies.
You're not... I assumed you were part of the troop. Where do you hail?
If they're the New Dawn, they did a fantastic job.
Oh yes, they did, didn't they? Yes.
they did terrifically. I was very proud to fight with them yesterday.
Oh, you're a fighter. I can see that with your armor. Incredible. And you see Spellex just come up really closely with his monocle.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah, very this is incredible. What is this made out? And starts tinkering with it and goes, oh, apologies.
Don't touch my armor.
I'm sorry.
This is mine.
Apologies. And kind of steps back and goes, right, I must give this to you. I've been, since I last saw you, I've been very busy. Let me go and get a few things, okay? Is that okay? And
if you've been doing Spellix, then we'd be interested to see.
You're talking to him as he's diggling out the door, literally running out of the
He's
the
a
side
bit in
room.
your face. So I dusted myself up a little bit.
And you get maybe a minute or two to yourself before Scrumptious goes, there you go, right, drink up, you deserve it. And then as he says that, you see Spellex walk straight back in with quite a large satchel on the back.
He is Santa Claus now.
and he comes in and goes, right, and props himself up on the bar stool, clambers up, and this bag goes on the side of the bar stool of where you are, and kind of looks towards and goes, right, this is kind of me repaying a little bit of what I owe you from where I was not so long ago. It was quite bad. Pale lady, you don't know this, but they saved me. I was once a goblin. I know what you're thinking. Weird. But I'm now a gnome, and it's quite nice being small again. So, right. Anyway, I have provided some goods for the New Dawn, and if you're not part of this, then maybe this isn't for you, but it's up to them. So, and I present you with this first, and basically pulls out from the rucksack this very, very strange kind of leather satchel almost. And what you see coming out of it, and it's very, very strange, is the sense that when it's pulled out, you know the aura of cold, you know when you open something cold, it lets off this kind of steam. And while he's pulling it out, he looks towards you and goes, you remember that golem fellow, with the whole magical items and yes. Anyway, I managed to tinker a lot with the power of this thing, and whatever I'm tinkering with, it gives it some sort of magical essence, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. But I've managed to infuse this bag. This once was a bag, and I'll show you what it is in a second. But he comes up to the rest of you and goes, well, I've kind of made it into this pocket dimension bag. It goes to somewhere where I'm not sure, but you put something in and it comes out, but it comes out cold. So I've called it the Bag of Colding. It's my own invention. And I hope you put it to good use, and this is what you see.
How long did it take you to come up with a bag of clothing?
I mean, anyway, it carries on, brings it out, places it on the side. You see this intricate bag with this leather kind of bounded, really nice intricate detail with these blue gems on that are glowing and shimmering this ethereal colour. And he goes, oh, and one more thing that I think you will like. I've heard you've had some trouble out in the wilderness. It's rather fucking cold out there, isn't it? Excuse my proverbial celestial. Let me just.
No idea what you're on about. It's quite nice out there, as I've probably got my sleeves rolled up and I've got a big, thick, woolly coat on.
The bag of holding definitely warmed it up.
I don't think that Targo's met Felix. I'm trying to think.
I don't know if I've met him. I've got a note saying that he's a gnome and the New Dawn saved him, but that's all I've got.
Yeah, you have.
We probably met him before.
No.
I think,
No, it hasn't. And so at this point, Spellix comes over to you, Targo, and goes, I thought it was someone else. Who are you? What's your name? In inspection of his
Targo.
Targo.
Nice to meet you.
Targo, yes. Okay, nice. You're part of the New Dawn, yes?
Well, I've been similar to Ghost. I've been up in them.
Right.
They've accepted me as one of their own. Yeah,
Well, you
I
seem
don't know.
you seem familiar with the cold. Hold the bag of colding. There you go, and it just throws it in your way.
I'll sort of take it. I'll look at Jackal, Seer, and Sentry, and just be like, okay, to take this. Do one of you guys want it?
It's more of a self-appointed role, being in the New Dawn. I think it's just kind of a you're there, Jackal, and so we don't need like a form or anything to have people fill out or take in CVs or process.
Anyway,
I thought Sarah was carrying the documents.
I have something else for you. I was talking about the tundra, the terrible weather. Right. So, next time you're on your travels and you really need to sleep somewhere, I have this brilliant device. And it's made out of, tent material.
It's made out of tent!
Yes, made out of tent material. But infused with this special flavour, let's just call it. And what he also produces is this very similar to a campaign, obviously, that it doesn't exist in this realm, but
Oh no!
something that you are might. It's a
Say it.
It's not. No, it's not. Oh no. It's really not. It's basically pulls out this kind of square packed kind of chunk of material. And within it, it's got this kind of like spidered mechanism round and a small button in the middle. And he pulls it out and goes, right, so what you do is you press this button to activate and it blows up into some sort of tent. But it's rather special in the sense that it isn't a normal tent. Upon stepping through, you find yourself in a larger space, and it's weird. It's like another dimension of something. But it kind of protects you from the weather, and it's better than just sleeping in nothing. But I suppose that this is maybe something that you'd like. And just it goes towards you, Sentry, and goes, yes.
What's the name? Is it a catchy name?
No. This one's just called Spellix's Tent. I haven't came up with anything too extravagant. And what you do see, he goes, right, let me just demonstrate it here right now. And he basically throws it on the ground and jumps off the stool and goes, presto! And he basically presses the button really hard, and you just see just this thing kind of escalate out with this kind of mechanical feel, very twitchy, as it comes out like this very interesting circular circus tent, with already added on the exterior some washing line with clothes on for exterior. It just looks pretty, but there's no need for it. It's more aesthetics, and this is what you see.
Nice.
It flies.
It flies.
It flies!
I mean,
It flies up!
DM's note, you need to take this into consideration of the artistic... You get it. You understand. That's fine. It doesn't
It's a
fly.
teleportation tent.
It doesn't fly for those of you with small minds. It just has the aesthetics of this, and that's how it flies out. It pops out like that. Anyway, so you get it. But that's what you get, and it's called Spellix's tent. And he comes to you and goes, right. This is for a gift from me to you. I have lots more coming. Hopefully, most of you are alive to receive this. No hard feelings. But I wish to just help you and aid you. But now we must drink. This is the time to drink. Yes? Right. All of you are quite silent. Right. Okay, I'll start.
I don't drink.
My mic didn't pick me up. Fuck.
Okay. I will start, and you just see him chug this kind of like nearly falls back on his stall amounts. And I'm guessing most of you do drink. If not, Ghost, the Scramshax comes to you and goes, right, are you drinking or what? Are you standing
I
there?
look at the rest of the group and go like that.
I pass her because like I think they poured multiple things in there.
Out on the bench, yep.
Yeah, so then I just slide her like discreetly one over to like in front of her while I'm like.
Yeah, you're drowning your sorrows. That's brilliant.
Yes.
I'm gonna look at Jack and be like, last time I had some of these, you had to carry me home, so let's hope this time I can handle it.
It's like, yeah, we didn't care about you.
How does it taste, Fraser?
So, do you take a swig? Yeah.
I take a small swig.
Okay, small swig. It is incredibly sweet, so it has this kind of caramelized effect on the back of your throat, but you get hints of like some sort of flour. It might be, it's very hoppy, but it's got this kind of like licorice slash, it's almost like lime, and it's very, very tasty. It's very sweet, but you're not quite sure what it is, but it looks terrible, but it's very, very tasty.
Do I like it?
It's up to you. Do you like sweet, textured, tasty things, or does Ghost not? Yes, you do. Let's just say you do. Yeah, it's tasty. Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
I like it. It is interesting.
I know, right? Home brewed as usual. Ask the rest how I make it. Actually, don't, because I'll have to probably kill you. But I won't, because I can't. So we'll just leave it at that. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoy it. And as we are all swigging on drinks and we pan out from our scene from the North Look, a very cold and empty North Look, but filled with some fun with Scramshax and Spellix and no Clin. But you do manage to take a moment to yourself, and as we do come out of this scene, that is where we're going to end tonight's episode. But it's been very, very cool. Thank you so much for commenting, subscribing, sharing, doing whatever you do good. And please keep continuing to like Dungeon Delvers and follow for more adventures with us if you like us. And do share with your friends because, you know, we try and do stuff. But anyway, this is bye from me. Bye! See you later.
Bye.